Hey guys, I think we are live. So today we are here for part three of basically the road to 2000 journey that we're going to have. And आज प्रणाली भी साथ में है, so it will be interesting. Hi Pratik, Harshal, and Abhay, Cheskrit, and Ashlesh. Hi guys. So do let us know if you can hear us and see us. Yeah guys, if you can see us and hear us, do let us know. Great, great guys. So Ah, you are, I think the screen presenting sign is visible. How do I remove that? I think I should not present the entire screen and just present something else here. Okay, no, now it's visible. Now it's visible. Okay, okay, I had to just take care. Okay, great. Yes. Okay, great guys. So I think we are live and we'll start in just 1 minute. So until then, guys, you have a position in front of you. You can already see it. You just have to find a path for white to win, and it should be the easiest path for white to win. And the hint is that you should not need the king here. So तब तक सोचो कि what is the easiest way for white to win this game, and this is of course easy, but it won't be easy in the next puzzle. So try to find this guys as quickly as possible. Okay, she's not audible. Yes, of course. Just give me a moment. That was my mistake. Yeah, she should be audible now, guys. She should be audible now. Yeah. Pranali, can you speak something just to check it out?
Hi guys, I think I'm audible.
Yeah, now she should be audible, guys. Great. So guys, ये position, we're going to look at Rook Endgames today, and of course this is very important because you might know कि Rook Endgames are the most common form of endgames. Hi Siddharth, because you know that somehow Rooks सबसे कोनों में होते हैं, they are at the edge of the board, and they don't come into play very quickly. So for example, e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, bishop c5. You can see how the bishops and knights come into play very quickly, and king भी castle जाता है, queen can of course go to h5, f3, e2, and the pieces that are left behind are the rooks, especially the rook on a1. It's often, or a8. It's often not in on the game at an early stage, and that's why I think somehow it takes a while for the rooks to get into play, and that's why end game में ज़्यादातर वही pieces बचते हैं, and that's why इनको study करना बहुत important है. Great, Harshal. Thanks for letting us know. So guys, okay, push the h pawn, and when the rook comes to h file, then push g pawn. It is not that easy, I think. I think so, at least.
I think
So
the
because
first thing we need to do is cut off the king. Like that is the most
yeah,
important
because
thing.
because you see, guys, h pawn push नहीं कर सकते अभी. So how do you push it even? So you have to find a way to
It is
push it.
white to play, right?
It's white to play, guys. White to play, and you have to find the easiest way for white to win. Now this is very easy, but the reason I mentioned this is because he will be using similar concepts in the next puzzle. So that's why I'm going to ask you this very simple position. So what do you think is the easiest way for white to win? You can take your time. There's no hurry, and yeah. So try to find it, guys. So guys, Panali has joined us after a long while now, and
You will have to arrange my screen. Actually, it's not proper.
no, it is proper. It is proper for
Yeah,
sure.
I put it in the middle. Yeah.
Yeah, it is proper for sure. Great.
Hello, Mukul.
Hi, Mukul. Okay, Harshal says king f4, but Harshal, you have to do it without the king. Try to push the pawns without the king, because the king, of course, can go to g5 and can push the pawns. The puzzle here is to do it without the king. So how do you push the pawns without using the king? That is the idea here. No, Pratik, not at all. Yeah, she's better. Panali is better, Pratik, but yes, of course, she's not completely well right now, and it will take her some time to get perfectly fine. But yeah, she's much better now.
Yeah, I
He's
want to
here,
be
so
streaming
yeah.
alone for some time. I will start streaming alone after a few days, maybe.
Yeah. So guys, king के बिना push करना है pawn. So how do you push them? That is the idea. H6 is not possible right now because
It's hanging.
it's hanging. The pawn is hanging, guys. So rook takes h6, and suddenly you don't know if it's actually winning even or not. So be very careful about what you push. Okay, rook h8. Now we can try that. Let's say rook h8. Now I'm sure this is winning, but here I think the white king will have to support somehow. So I'm going to mention a better way to do it. Abhay also says rook h8, rook h8. Blender Master Pratik says rook
Guys,
f8.
I think the most important thing is to cut the king off, because the like black's only rook cannot stop both the pawns, that we all know, and especially if the king is on the side of the pawn. So best way is to, I think, cut off the king initially.
Yeah.
And
And guys, one more thing. If you have the option of cutting off the opponent king, be it along a file or be it along
yeah,
a rank, the rank is always better. So just to keep that in mind. And because I mentioned that you should not use the king, uh, that's why I think in this position, हाँ हारिस मैंने पुश करने के लिए कहा था पर मरवाने के लिए नहीं कहा था पॉन को. So here the best move, guys, is rook g6. G5 Siddharth would lose the h5 pawn. It is still winning, I think, of course, but of course we should not lose the pawn for free. So rook d8
so
is
rook
also
d6
possible.
or rook d8. Yeah.
Rook d8 is also possible. I think best is rook g6, guys, because as I mentioned, cutting off the defending king in a rook endgame is much more effective along a rank, for example, the sixth rank here, rather than cutting it off along a file. So that is just a general rule. It is applied in most cases. So here as well, you just play the move rook to g6. And that's why you cut off the king along the sixth rank. And now the king cannot just do anything. It cannot come close to the pawns. For example, he tries with king d5. And now you push the pawn h6. So you see, if you had played rook d8, you don't really support the pawn to h6. And I told you have to do it without the king. So that's why you cannot still play h6 and you cannot still play g5. So rook g6 also supports h6. Aryan will do it at any time. We can do it at any time. We can do it somewhere in the middle, I guess. We can do it at any point. वो कभी भी कर सकते हैं. Yeah, Ashlesh, exactly. So king d5, h6, king e5, g5, and now you see the rooks. The rook alone is enough. So once the defending king is cut off, you don't even need your king. The king could be on a1 or a2, for example. Here, it would still be completely winning for white. So here,
Actually, this is very typical because basically the pawn in the front is supported by the rook. So you advance the pawn, and the rook is protected by the pawn. And
your audio just cut
for
off.
instance, I can. That's not audible.
No, now it's fine. Now it's fine. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, you can speak. You can speak.
Yeah. So basically, when you're playing rook g7, h6 pawn protects the rook, and the g5 pawn prevents king f6, and also the rook on g7 protects h7 square. So you are promoting, like you will be promoting the pawn, and then you will again go ahead with another pawn and the rook. It's like h7 g6 rook g8. You have to march in the very similar pattern, like
Yeah, yeah.
h4, then g3, then rook g5.
Yeah, you
Like
basically
it's
keep
the same
pushing one
pattern,
by
h5
one.
g4 rook
You
g5.
keep pushing one by one. So, for
Yeah,
example, rook here, pawn here, pawn here, rook here, pawn here, pawn here, and you keep pushing them one by one. And hi, Purvi.
yeah,
We are friends, Tanish. So now, after here, king f5 was played, and now you see just rook g7, and there is no way for the king to approach here. You see, all the squares are covered, and that's why the king can never approach. So rook a1 was played, and now you just play h7, and rook a3, and king f2. Now you see the king can even just come around, preventing all the checks. And if whenever black plays rook a8, just rook g8, and it is lost. So this is the easiest way to promote these pawns, because two pawns alone connected pass pawns. If the opponent king is cut off, you do not need your king. So that is just very easy to win. And here I think in this case, just as a general principle, rook g6 is the best move because it cuts off the defending king along a rank, not a file, and it also supports pushing the pawns. So you just push your pieces like this, and slowly but surely you will push all your pawns here. For example, h6, g5, rook g7, h7, g6, rook g8, and h8. And there is no
yeah.
way for the defensive king to stop this, and you just win the game very quickly. So let's move to
This
the
is a
next.
very typical pattern then.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
regardless of where the pawns are, like if they are connected and if you have to push them, you have to go like like such how Sahil explained.
Yeah, exactly. So now here we have an interesting position. Just give me a moment, guys.
Well,
Okay.
Aryan, you don't need to butter us. We are going to be really fair with the lucky prize.
Okay. So it's black to play in this position, guys. You can see it's very similar to the previous one. It's almost similar. The difference is maybe the pawns are not perfectly connected. The rook is on h7 instead of g8, and the white king is rather in the corner. So can black draw this game, or is it again losing? So this is your move. So try to find the correct continuation here, guys. Try to find the correct move. So can black
Also, this
draw
is
this?
about prophylaxis. This is about prophylaxis because you need to understand what white is trying to do, and there should be a way to prevent it. So you have to find that way.
So see, if there is a way, there is no guarantee there is a way. So I'm not going to tell you if there is actually a draw or not. It's
No,
up to you to
I
find out.
mean, if it is white to play right now, it's obvious what he's going to play.
Yeah, yeah.
So how do you stop that in a way?
Hi, Pankaj. Yeah, Shreyash. Finally,
Hello,
she's here.
Yash.
Finally, she's here.
I've lost a lot of weight.
My internet connection is a bit shaky, guys, today. So hopefully there will be no issues. Let's hope so. And chat में कुछ और ही चल रहा है यहाँ अबे. So hi Alpheus. And okay, so Harshal, this is black to play, not white to play. So rook f7 doesn't work. Yeah, Purvi. Okay, so Abe says rook g3. Okay, let's keep that in mind. So any other suggestion, guys? What else do you think black can play? Pratik, it's black to play. Black to play. I can flip the board, of course. That will be easier, maybe. So that might be a bit easier. So it's very interesting because it's very similar to the previous position. You can see how here as well, the rook kind of cuts off the defending king along a rank. And as I mentioned, the king's position does not matter. So is there any difference between this position and the previous one, guys? Okay, so rookie, it's black to play, Tanish. It's black to play. Okay, rook f1. But rook f1, I think I will play king b2. And if you keep checking me, I think that is the only idea here. I will keep coming up. And pretty soon, you will run out of checks. So the king goes to b5, and there's nothing else to do. So the checks won't work, definitely. Harshal's,
And already right now, Rook F3 is doing a good job because it is attacking H3 and it is preventing White's king from coming to the king side. So it is doing a good job on the third rank at least. So
गौरव पूरी वीडियो थी नहीं, अगर होती तो डब्ल्यू डालता. So rook f2, I think here rook f2 would definitely be the same as rook f1, I think, because as I mentioned, white has many moves
Rook
here.
F2, White will play H4 and he'll just play
Yeah,
H5 next.
h4
And
can
what
be
will you do?
played. I'm even thinking if rook f7 can be played. Maybe not, but I think just h4, and he can just push the pawns, and I don't see what is the problem here. I think the pawns are coming close to each other, and once the
Yeah.
pawns connect, then it's just lost.
Rachit found the answer. You're
So
right.
Arif
Rook
says
G3, I guess.
rook b6. I think he means rook g3, and
Yeah.
Ashlesh, I think, of course, rook f2. Rook f2, again we discussed h4. There is no clear threat for black, guys. So okay, Siddharth and many others saying rook g3, and that is the move, guys. So rook g3 is the move. Now what is the
Yeah.
difference? The idea is you cannot play rook g7 because I can of course just bring the king closer, and I am coming to f6, and because you cannot play h5 in this move, now I will be able to capture the g6 pawn, and this is the h pawn, of course, and this is very easy to defend, and your king is of course far away, and now that matters actually. So you cannot play
Yeah.
rook g7. If you play rook h6, then there is another problem here that also you have to find out, because there's no other move, guys. If you play g7, I think just king e6, and I'm approaching this pawn, and I'll just capture this pawn with the rook. So this is just, the pawn will be lost, and the h pawn, of course, is an easy draw. You can just keep your king here. So g7 is not possible. So rook h6, and now what do you play, guys? So the game is still not finished. So white is threatening a move like h4. So what do you play now, guys? No, Pratik, Rujit is absolutely correct.
Pratik, Rook
It,
G3 is correct.
correct, but you
Yeah.
have to find the continuation now. So what do we do now, guys?
Because we successfully prevented h4 h5 and protection, like the pawn is not protecting g6 now, so rook has to protect it with rook h6. So now you can see some difference.
Tanish, king e5 is not enough because h4, king f5 or king f6, and now h5. And this is exactly where we were earlier. Of course, here you can maybe play king g7, but rook h7, let's say king g8, and now I will bring the king. So, of course, I won't be able to win without the king here, but you just cannot win any of these pawns because the rook not only protects the pawn, but it also prevents your king from approaching. So, I will just slowly bring the king here, and I will push it forward, get it to h6, and I will win the game. So, this is lost. This is not working, unfortunately. So that's why king e5 doesn't work, guys. So what do you think works? God of king f6 is the same. I think if you get the king to f6, I have enough time to play h4 and h5. So if I manage to play these two moves, then we have reached the previous situation which we saw in the previous puzzle. And that's why we have to be very clever here what to do.
There is a small hint, guys. The rook is not active. White's rook is not active. So how do you take advantage of that? That
Yes,
is the
exactly.
tricky thing.
And also notice white's king position, guys. It's a bit awkward, isn't
Yeah.
it? So how do you use that right now? There's only one way to draw this and you can find it. Let's
Think
see, guys.
outside the box. Think outside the box. Like it is not a very typical idea, I believe. I don't know the answer, but according to me, I think it is slightly out of the box.
Yes, Pratik, you can ask the question.
राजा को अंदर लाओ where?
नहीं अंदर रुक की तरफ आने पे तो काम नहीं बन रहा अनफॉर्चुनेटली.
Hmm.
King e6, Harshal, we saw king e6 will be the same. Just h4, king f6, and h5. Now we have reached this position, and the king will come to h6 straight away, and it will be lost. So that's why you have to be faster than that. Okay, rook a3 would not do the job. Siddharth, the problem is that this king b2 here, and let's say you play here, I will just play g7 and I can next play rook g6 or rook h8 depending on what you do. And this is of course just lost. I think the h pawn will come to h6 and yeah, the only move I see here is rook g8, but now rook g6 and this pawn will come to h5, h6 and you will be lost here. Of course, the rook is also cutting off the king again. So king e5, h4, king f5 and h5. And you see how this comical position where you can do nothing is black. I will just bring the king to maybe f7 and it will be lost. So rook a3 doesn't work, guys.
Try to think outside the box, guys. Like just check that the rook on h6 does not have
Yes,
any square.
Pankaj. Pankaj is
Yeah,
absolutely correct,
Pankaj.
guys.
Yes.
Pankaj is absolutely
Yes.
correct. Abhay, king e6 we already saw it doesn't work because white can just push his pawn to h5 in two moves. And the idea here is, guys, you do not try to stop the pawns. You try to checkmate the white king. You can see it's in the corner. It should be red kind of, but I think I can't figure out the red color here. But it's kind of in a corner and can be checkmate. Imagine if the black king was right now on b3, it would be forced checkmate. There would be no way for white to get rid of the checkmate, guys. So that is why we play the move king to c4. Yes, Pratik,
If
exactly.
h4, then king b3, and then
Yes, exactly.
h4 is a
So
blunder here, obviously. So
if
again, you are
h4 here,
preventing h4.
king
Yeah.
b3 and white is lost. So you see the king is trapped in the corner. There is no way for the rook to get into play. And that's why white has to be careful, even being two pawns up. Yes, Pratik, king c4 is the answer. Exactly. So now, after king c... No problem, Pankaj. So after king c4, white has to be careful and he plays king b2. So now we check the king. So if the king goes back, we will go back and it will be made again. So king a3, rook g3, king a4. And now what, guys? Now how do we continue
And
this?
now again take advantage of something similar.
Yeah, because the king will
I
try
don't
to...
think there is a lag. I don't think there is a
I
lag.
don't think so, Purvi. Maybe some others can let us know. The king wants to go this way, guys. So if
Yeah.
it manages to do that, it is game
Yeah.
over. So can you prevent it?
Guys, do like the stream so more people join us.
Try to find the correct solution here. So it's not so difficult, guys, of course. Yes, Ashlesh and Harshal, you're absolutely correct. Yeah, exactly,
You
exactly.
basically use the same pattern again
No, Pratik, if you cut the rook on the
because
G file, I will
king
mention
is
what.
still on the eighth or the
I'm sorry to cut off you, Panali. I think what Pratik is saying,
rook.
yeah, because I will
Okay,
bring the
continue,
king to
Sahil.
f2. I will bring the king to f2, Pratik, and the rook will have to move from this g3 square. And once the rook moves, I'll bring the king to h6. So it is very easy for the king to remove the rook from the g file. So at some point he will have to give way. So here, after we reach this position, we play rook to g1, and white plays king a5. And what do? We play king to c5. We do not let him escape. And again, mate is threatened. If king a4, king c4 is again a win. And king a6
Sahil,
now.
sorry to interrupt you. Can you remove the kidbits from there because that's why there is a small lag with the video. It's because in the OBS. Yeah, you'll have to remove it.
I don't think so, it's because of that. But anyways,
Yeah.
so okay, let me just kind of okay. So okay, so guys, now after this, king c6, and now white has two options. Either he can play g7 check, which looks logical, but now we play king d7, and we are trying to capture this pawn. So there is no way for white to defend. He can try rook b6. So if rook g7, he will give a check and capture your rook. So we don't fall for that. We play king to e7, and next we are threatening to capture this pawn, and it is a draw, guys. So that's why g7 check does not work after king c6. And if he plays king a7, then we go king c7, rook h7 check, and now we don't go to king c6, we go to king d6, because now we are very close to the pawn. And after rook b7, just king e6, and next we capture this pawn, and it is a draw, guys. I know this was a complicated maneuver, but the basic theme is constant, that the white king was in one corner and it was ready to be mated. We notice we cannot stop the pawn, so let's try to checkmate the opponent king and force him into some sort of repetition here. Hi Atul. Then we will play king f3 and king f4, Pratik. So if you go to king rook g5, we play king f3, king f4, then you move away, and slowly but surely I can play rook f7 and rook f5 to gain control of the fifth rank, and the king will go to g5 and h6. So one by one, I will surely manage to bring the king up. Pratik, we will announce it very soon. We will announce it very soon. We'll actually do we'll have the slots live on stream. We can generate a random number and we will see who wins. So let's go to the next puzzle now, guys. This was very interesting, I think. And let's go to the next one. So, okay. We need a couple of revisions, I think. We did see a couple of positions I'll now mention, but we need to know these, I think. So let's kind of quickly run through these couple of positions. That way it will be much easier. Okay, guys. So it's black to play.
I
I
think
think,
whenever you notice that your opponent's king is either on the eighth rank or the a file or the rook's file, then you can spot some tricks with the rook. So you shouldn't give up in rook endings because there are draws and unexpected draws. Okay, continue.
प्रतीक वो हम actually पूरा schedule ही बिगड़ गया because of yesterday. We wanted to invite you yesterday, but what we'll do is once we send you the prizes, we will invite you for sure, because we don't have the serial key by chessbase right now. Once we get it, then we'll invite you, so that we can also kind of send the mails immediately after we invite you. So we will invite you for sure, but we don't have the chessbase serial keys, the second one right now. So we're waiting for chessbase to mail it to us, and then we'll invite it. Okay, guys. So now, yeah, so now we have this position, guys. So what is the drawing move for black? It's only one move there which draws. We saw this earlier in an earlier stream, I think a couple of weeks back or even more. So what is the drawing move here, guys? We have to revise these couple of positions because we are going to use this in the future. So we need to know for sure, just in case anybody has missed the stream or they don't remember. So what is the drawing move for black here, guys? There's only one move that draws.
Krit, I still like I am recovering from it. It's not done yet, but I'm better now. Your voice is not audible.
Yeah, I'm not speaking right now. I was just checking. I have some internet connections today, so hopefully there will be no issues. I hope so.
You want me to keep OBS ready? I can do that.
Yeah, maybe you can, just in case, because my phone is a bit shaky. Okay, yes, Harshal and Pratik and uh, Ashlesh, you're all correct. So rook a8 is the only move. So as a principle, if it is a g pawn, in that case, this passive defense, just keeping the rook on a8 and the king on g8 actually works. There is no way for white to win this. He can check you around, but there is no way for white to make any progress here. And you can just keep playing the rook on the 8th rank. And it is just a draw, guys. There's no way for white to make progress. This was one position we had to look at. And now we revise another position, which is the pawn on the F file. So that is again another important position we need to know. So what is the difference between the F file and the G file? That is very crucial. So let's try to understand that.
Because I'm just setting the OBS, so that's why
Hi
I'm on.
Jatin. So now we have this position, guys. It's white to play. So how does white win this? It's winning for white. We saw with the white pawn on here and king here, it's a draw. So how is this winning, guys? Some of you might have seen the earlier stream, so hopefully you can answer it. But regardless, try to find the solution, guys. How can white win this? It's not so clear because the rook controls all the squares. So you cannot check the black king. And until you cannot remove the black king, it's impossible to queen. So how can we win this game, guys? So we have this extra file which has to be used accurately. So let's see, guys, who can come up with the answer. Yeah, exactly. All of you
File
guys are
next.
correct. So you're all of you are correct. So rook h7, and there is no way because I'm threatening rook h8 check, and if you move the rook, it's mate, and the only move king g8. We just play f7, king f8, rook check, and we capture the rook and we queen next move. So that is an easy puzzle, of course, but they won't be easy in the future. So now we move to more critical puzzles, and I think all of you know this position, of course, which this is the position which Samay dissed in his, let's say, video. So in his Sagar diss video. So now you have to come up with the plan here. I think almost all of you would know this, but this is also very crucial, guys. He will quickly kind of run through this.
Sahil, will you keep like this during the stream? Because then just click on the next button. Like, can you keep the Kitwitzer down in the notation?
Yeah. Let me just fix it.
Just click on the arrow. Just click in the arrow. No, you don't have to do that. Just click on
No,
the
no, no.
arrow.
It will displace everything. The board will displace. I don't want to do that.
No, no, it won't. It won't.
I know. It will. It will. I know.
Uh,
Okay.
in the
So
notation, there is an arrow. Click on that.
no, I know it will displace the board. I know it will.
It won't. It won't. Yeah.
Okay, but I can't see it. Okay, let me move it a little bit. I can't see it anymore, right?
You can shift it. There's an arrow on the right.
Okay, anyways, so now this is the position, guys. Yes, Krit, we will have, hi Rajkumar, we will have a Among Us stream as well. The problem has been solved, guys. So we can have played anytime now. So this is the Lucina position, guys, the common position which Samay dissed in his stream. So how do we kind of win this? Yes, guys, you're all correct. So basically, we have to create a bridge on the 4th rank. So what do? We play rook c2 check, we move the king away, let's say here. And now we play a move like rook c4. So we create a bridge on the 4th rank. Let's say black just waits. And now we bring the king out. So we play king d7. Let's say black checks around because we are threatening to queen. So we play a move like king e6, rook check, king d6, rook check, king e5, rook check, and we play rook e4, blocking the path. And there is no way for black to stop the queening, and it is a win for white. Yes, exactly, guys. So now we have revised these 3 crucial positions. We just wanted to run through it very quickly. And now we come to the main positions we wanted to analyze.
Yes, Divya, it's Lucina position. You're
Yes,
right. The
exactly.
building.
So we have covered this before. Yes, Divya. And this was just we wanted to run it through so that everyone knows. So basically, guys, we just have to create this bridge. You just have to remove the black king first so that your king can come out. and you bring your rook to the 4th rank, and you just bring your king out now. There's absolutely nothing that black can do to stop you. That is the easiest way. And now we go to the next position. 7th रैंक का ही क्यों पूर्वी क्योंकि पॉन क्वीन करने में 7th रैंक में प्रॉब्लम होती है. दैट इज द मोस्ट क्रूशल स्टेज, एंड अभी भी 7th रैंक के ही आएंगे, सो इट डज नॉट एंड ऑफ कोर्स. So guys, this is the next position for you, and now we start the main positions, and this is black to play, guys. So you know the Lucina position now. You know that if white is given some time, he will play a move like rook g1 check, move the king, and then rook f4. So that will be winning. You know that, right? So it's black to play in this position, and the question is, can black draw this position? Can black draw this position is the question for you guys.
Also, we have to. I think they know about the short side and long side, right?
Yes, we will mention it. Yes, we will.
Do you want me to handle OBS because I've set it up?
No, it's fine. Right now, it's fine. If anything happens, then we can do that. Yes, it's a bit better today, and hopefully it will continue to be better. Today is definitely a bit better because I did not stream since morning, so it definitely helped. Great, yeah, I mean that is just yeah. Okay, so Harshal says rook c2, Harshal, but I think we will follow the same pattern here, just rook g1, and if king f6, I can just play king f8. I'm going to queen on the next move. And if king h7, then we play rook g4, and we play the same idea with the Lucena position, and we win the game. So rook c2 doesn't work, unfortunately. Rook a4 is the same problem, guys. I mean, I will check, king moves, and I think I can just play king f7 or a move like this. I'm not sure exactly which in this position, but king f7 does not look bad because there's also a mate threat. So maybe rook f4, I can play king e6 here, and I'm also threatening a check, rook g7. There are many moves here. So unfortunately, this won't work. You have to come up with a better move here, guys. Jatin says rook a8. Rook a1, of course, is not possible. Rook would be hanging. And Somnath says rook a7. Somnath, rook a7 or rook a8? Which is the move? It's very different. Both of these moves are very different. Krit says rook a8. Okay, makes sense. Okay, guys, so I'll mention. So, guys, whenever you have a central pawn, so there are two sides of the board. You can see this pawn is on the e file, and there is one short side because there are only 3 files to this side, and there is one long side which has 4 files this side. So the defending king should always be on the short side. This is something
Yeah.
we should remember as a principle. I think Panali can
And the
mention.
rook, like the defending rook, should be on the other side always. Like they should be in the opposite sides. Always remember that.
And the golden rule is, if the rook can check the attacking king from the side, not from behind, not from this, but from the side. So side means along these ranks. If he can check the attacking king from these ranks, and if there are 3 files in between them, so you can see how the rook and the king, rook is on the a file, the king is on the e file. So if there are 3 files in between them, in that case the position is a draw. That is a general principle to keep in mind. So in general, if for example in this position your rook was on h2, and let's say you had to choose one of the squares, you should not go to b2 because that would be lost, because there are only 2
Yeah.
files here, 1
Then
and
now
2.
it becomes same on both sides because it becomes like a mirror, right? On the B2 square and H2 square, it becomes a big square. Like if you can show it, Sahil.
Yes,
So
because
A2, you
here you
have
can
an
see
extra file. You
this
get
is
the
the
B
same
file.
as this. So you basically wasted the a rank, the extra file you had. So exactly, and that's why in this case, too many arrows. In this case, the rook on a file is perfectly placed, and now we play rook a8 check. So the king has no option but to play king d7, and now rook a7 check. So king cannot escape these checks. He cannot go to c6 because we'll capture the pawn. So let's say king d8 and check again. So king c7, check again, and you have to go to one of these squares, and we will keep checking until the end of time, and it is a draw. So this is the classic
So
struggle.
Umnath, you are right.
Yes, exactly. Yes, Somnath, exactly. And nobody's a roaster, Krit. And yeah, Ashlesh, kuch aur hi chal raha hai, but definitely, I think we are still learning. So keep this in mind, guys. So whenever the rook is on the long side, the rook should be on the long side and the king should be on the short side. In that case, you should have three files in between the attacking king and the defending rook. In that case, you have a draw. And of course, white's rook is misplaced here. It should be on this file or this file to stop the checks, but it's not there. So that's why there are multiple checks and it's a draw.
Yes, Pawan, you are right. It is a little difficult if you don't remember the logic behind it. So here the logic is the same, like the king and the rook, defending king and the rook are usually on the opposite sides. And now we have an example. Okay, we just changed it.
Yeah, yeah, no, I have not changed. It's the same yet. It's the
Ah,
same.
okay. So basically now we have the rook on the long side and we make sure that opponent's king stays on the longer side. It doesn't hide behind the pawn. If it hides behind the pawn with king f7, then it won't be a draw. So we have to
Divya, it's
keep
for let's say it's for specifically such sort of positions where one side has one extra pawn and he's trying to queen. And remember, because the rook, if you play any endgame, for example, if you have 100% of your games ever, I think more than 60% would enter endgames, some sort of endgames. And considering that the rook endgames are most common, I would say out of the 60%, at least 35%, 40% will be rook endgames. So it is a high probability that every third game you have would enter a rook endgame. And in that case, of course, if you win very convincingly, that is true, you will win the game. But if you usually will have an advantage of one pawn, and that is very crucial. I've had this position in my games. So has Panali. She even lost such a position, guys. I remember I saw that game live. We can see her face
Yeah,
turn pink.
actually, in that game, I knew everything correctly. I played almost, I think, 40 moves I completed where everything was fine, and I messed up later. So there's a rule in chess that after 50 moves you can claim a draw, but then I think it was the 39th or 40th move, and I just made a mistake. I got
Yes.
confused with my own variations, and
Yeah, in time pressure, it's
I
very difficult, guys. In time pressure, it's
yeah.
very difficult. You need to know exactly what to do, and your opponent will keep trying, keep trying, keep trying, keep switching his move around, trying to confuse you.
Also, if you're on the winning side, do not accept a draw. If your opponent keeps asking you, do not accept that because he will go wrong. And like you don't have anything to lose right now. If you're white, you don't have anything to lose. So just keep playing this position.
Divya, don't worry, because the thing is, we are going to help you explain. So we have another position. What we have done is we have just switched the kings and the rooks one file, and now you will understand why three files were required, guys. So you see, now suddenly this is the short side. This is the short side. There are only three files here, and this is the long side. And there are four files.
That
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
remains.
I think okay, I understood. So yeah, this is the long side, guys. So now you see there are four files on the long side and three on the short side, and the cases have switched. So the king is on the long side now here, and the rook is on the short side. This is not what the defending side wants, and justice for ma'am's games. No, she plays well, guys. I have lost her multiple
In
times.
fact,
So
the thing is, my games don't really reach rook end games because I like to attack, and usually I make a mistake while attacking and I lose myself. I mean, I lose because of my own mistake, or if it ever goes to end game, then it's definitely not a rook end game because I don't like rook end games.
great. If you wanted the entire chat blue, we will just make you mod. That is enough. But I think the entire blue chat is a bit irritating. Yes, yes, Abe, exactly. Shreyash, you can simply see, for example, the pawn is on the D file. So there are three files ABC on the left and four files on the right, E, F, G, H. So if there are three on the left and four on the right, then obviously the left side is the short side and the right side is the long side. So it's very easy. And as I mentioned, that there are two files now in between the king and the rook. I mentioned for a draw, for black to have a draw here, there should be three files in between the attacking king and the defending rook. There should be three files, but they are not here right now. And that's why this is just a win. Yes, Somnath, exactly. So, Ashlesh, rook c2 would not work because we will again have the Lucena position and rook f4. And I will again bring the king here. So you see how important the Lucena position is. It can come up in any position. So that's why rook c2 doesn't work. And we try rook a8 in the same principle as we tried last time. So king c7, now rook a7, and here you can play either king c6 or king c8. It doesn't matter. Let's say king c8. And now we are threatening to queen, guys. The king cannot approach because of white's rook. So let's say rook a8. And now we simply play king to b7. And now we are threatening to queen. So for example, if rook d8, now king c7, the king cannot approach, the rook moves, and we queen the pawn. We win the rook for the pawn, and we checkmate opponent with the help of a king plus rook. So that is the
Basically,
idea, guys.
basically, when the king is on the longer side, I mean, in the earlier position that we saw, the problem was the king cannot protect the e7 pawn and attack the rook at the same time. So that's the major difference. When there are just two files in between, the king is capable of attacking the rook and then making sure it moves somewhere, and then either promoting the pawn or protecting the pawn. So that's the issue, basically.
Yeah. Guys, do like the streams and more people join us. We'll have more fun. And definitely, it is very important. Sagar Shah, justice for Sagar Shah, definitely. I would take Sagar's side in this. Lucena is very important. You can see it is coming up in each and every position. And that's why you should definitely know how to win this. And now,
I've
guys,
seen I've
yeah,
seen so many grandmasters, they don't, like, they remember it, but while playing they just forget about it, and they don't know what to do. Like, they keep going around in circles, and that's why Lucina is very
yeah,
important.
it can happen. It can happen, guys, because in time pressure, you can easily mess it up. Justice for Sagar OP. And now, guys, so we go back and we again try to revise this principle. So in this position, if let's say there are two files in between the king or the white king and the black rook, then it's lost for black. And if there are three files, then it is draw for black. So that is the point to keep in mind. And if you keep that in mind, then definitely you will never go wrong. And now we change the position a little bit. So what we do is, you can see the king has always been on the 7th rank, guys. The king has always been on the 7th rank, and that has made the position a bit interesting. And previously we saw this position, but the black king was on g7. In that case, we basically keep like checking white. We keep checking white wherever he goes, and there was no way for him to make any progress. So the question is this also a draw? Black king is on g8 now instead of g7. And if it is not a draw, what is the difference? How does white win? So it's black to play. And what do you think is the evaluation of this position? It is a draw, or is white winning this? Justice for Pratik.
This is exactly where I made a mistake in my game.
I think it was slightly different because you had that 6th rank. Yours was 6th rank position, right?
No, basically my opponent had a pawn on e6.
Yeah, 6th rank position, right? This is 7th rank.
No, no, but he played e7 and I got a similar position.
You played king g8. Okay, okay, okay.
You think
Okay,
white will win? Okay.
okay. So let's try the same technique. Rook a8 check. So king has to come to d7. And let's say rook a7 check. So what does white do now, guys? What does he do?
So there is a major difference when the king is placed on g8 and when the king is placed on g7. King can go to f6 square. Yes, you're right. Not really f6, but it can, like, it can bring the rook to f6 somewhere in between. So that's the
Harshal,
major.
rook e2 would again lead to the Lucena position, check, and rook g4. So these moves usually never work. As I mentioned, if the pawn is on the 7th rank or the 6th rank, usually these checks have to be played. You have to check the attacking king along these ranks and not the files. They won't work. Just to keep that as a principle in general. So that's
Yeah.
why here we play rook a8 check, king d7, and rook a7 check. So what does white play now, guys? You can see it's pretty much similar, but what does white play? Pankaj says king d6. Abhay, king f6 is not. I think you also mean king d6. Yes, king d6. Now rook a6 check. So the game has not ended. So what does white play now, guys? What does white play? Who is the singer, Pratik? Guys, do like the stream. Some more people join us. And if you're here for the first time, do subscribe to the channel. It does help us to come with videos every day.
So this one's it's not that difficult. You can figure it out.
Yes.
I just
The
gave a
difference
hint.
is that the black king is on g8, guys. That is the difference from the last to last puzzle we saw. Ashlesh, king e6 is not possible. I think you mean king e5. You can play king e5, of course. That is also possible, I think. But it will take more time, I think. The correct pattern is something different. Rohit, yeah, kind of. But in normal games, flagging never works in over the board tournaments because you have a 30-second increment. So it never works in over the board tournaments. So that's why it's not enough.
Flagging teaches you chess. Okay, I don't know who said that. I think it has to be.
Rohit said that. Yes. Yes, guys, king c5. King c5 is the best move. So basically, now you're threatening to queen. If black were to play rook e6, you play rook f8 check and you queen. And here is the problem. The king is on g8, so we gain a tempo by checking the black king and we queen on the next move. So rook e6 is not possible. The king cannot approach. So the only move here is rook to 8. So now is the critical move. So now what do you play, guys? This is the uh, class move of this position. So what does white play here? I don't think that will end in a win because if you go to the G file, let's try that. Let's say you go here, king e6, check, king f5, then already king f7 is possible first of all. So
No, you
you
have
have,
to go. You can go king e5 actually.
yes, king e5, let's say king e5, but check again. And if you
Now you
go
go king f6.
king f6, then check again. So if you
King,
come, if
king
you can
g5.
come here, of course, but now rook e6,
Rook
okay, okay,
e6.
this is still lost, but I think you will play rook a8, and you still have to find something. I think
Now rook. Okay.
you still have to do the same. You still have to do the same thing. I think.
Yeah. But this is one way. Like it is possible. I think.
Yes, yes, but I think you still have to do the same thing in the end. Yeah, but it
It
is
works with
possible.
king c5, king g5 both.
Yes, it is possible. It is possible.
So basically, you have to do something where you are preventing the rook from being on the long side in some
Yes.
way.
Rook b1 won't work, guys, because the simple move king f7 and you attack the pawn, and I will win the pawn because now I can just check the white king. So this is just a draw, immediate draw. So not rook b1. And rook a1, of course, rook a1 is possible, guys. It is technically possible. And you can play this, it's still winning. But there's just a clear move, guys. This is a clear move. Yes, Harshal, king to c6. It's kind of a zugzwang, guys. Because you see, the king on c6 is perfectly placed. And there is no clear way for black to respond. So if he plays rook b8, for example, then you can see there are only two files in between the pawn and the rook. And as I mentioned, that is usually lost. So that's why this doesn't work. And if he moves the king, so now what do we play, guys? Now is the most crucial move. So rook d1 would not work, guys. Let me check it out. So if rook d1,
King
the
f7.
problem here is king f7. And if you play, let's say, rook d8 here, so what do we play, guys, here? What do we play? What do you play here to draw the game? There's only one move that
Oh,
draws.
yeah. Krit should be able to find this because Krit knows all the end games. I remember he used to solve everything on an academy.
I'll check that, Rohit. First of all, try to find this position. What is the drawing move here for black? It's easy. It's not that difficult, but there's only one move that draws. Guys, do like the stream. Some more people join us. And if you're here for the first time, do subscribe to the channel. You will definitely get to learn a lot and we'll have a lot of fun together. Yes, Anjan, exactly. Rook a5. And it suddenly feels that you're attacking the rook. But the problem is that if a king takes e7, you are also attacking the rook. And that's why this is a draw. So this unfortunately doesn't work. So guys, the star move here is, yes, Pankaj, yes. Alpha is not rook a7, rook a5 check, because otherwise white would queen. So here, king to c6 is the star move. And now black has to choose. So he plays king g7. And now is this another star move of this puzzle. So what does white play to win this? If I play king d7, then suddenly the checks will come again. And we reach the drawn position that we have already seen. So king d7 and here. And now the king is on g7. So this is a dead draw. You've already seen this. So
Yeah.
what does white play to win this game? Yes, Krit, rook a5. Yes, Harshal, rook a5. Shreyash, we
Guys,
do,
there's a
but
huge There is a huge hint right now. Um, like you have to make sure the rook doesn't stay on the long side. How do you remove that rook?
पूर्वी बुखार क्यों हो गया?
Actually, endgame study करते वक्त even I felt that way as a kid. Like I hated endgames, but
Purvi, trust me,
I regret that.
once you start learning these, it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I remember seeing a lot of your games. You
you have
do
to
like
learn it the
attacks.
right way. That's the
Guys, King B7 would not work, unfortunately. Uh, the problem here is the simple move Rook E8, and the pawn is hanging. So once you play Rook E1, just King F7. I will capture the pawn next. So that doesn't work. And
Ajan and Rohit. I
Ajan,
think you have the
Alpheus
move.
have mentioned the correct move.
Pankaj too. Aryan
Yes,
too.
yes,
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 guys.
yes. Rook A1. The rook cannot capture because you will queen, and queen versus rook is winning. So black here has to play rook b8, and now we play king to c7. So the rook is trapped. It cannot come to a8. It cannot go to c8, not to d8. It has to go to e8 or h8. But regardless, next we play king to d7 and we queen, because if the rook moves, we queen. If king f7, rook to f1 check, and the king has to move, we capture the rook, guys. So that was the interesting idea. Let's kind of revise this for a brief moment.
Yeah.
If the black king is on g7, guys, it's a dead draw. Black keeps checking. There is no way for white to avoid it if there are three files in between the pawn and the rook. In this case, there are three files, but the black king is on g8. That is not so correct because rook f8 is an idea here. So we basically allow black to check us, but then we go to c5 and we are threatening the queen. So rook a8 has to be played. That is the problem here, because rook e6, for example, cannot be played. For example, in this position, if rook e6, then rook f8 check. That is the difference with the king on g8 and g7. So that's why he has to play rook a8. And now we play the class move king c6, kind of putting black in zugzwang.
Yeah,
King
guys,
g7.
here Rook A1 wouldn't work. Someone of you mentioned before King C6 Rook A1 wouldn't work.
Technically, it is still winning. It is still winning. I mean, but eventually you have to do the same thing, I think. For example, rook b8. You will probably
But
have
what if
to.
I go Rook E8 here?
Okay, rook e8. I think you can probably play king d6. I think. Can you play king d6 here? Yes, king d6 wins. I
King
think.
F7?
King
Okay.
f7 check is check. So it's
Yeah.
still winning, but it's complicated because you will probably have to bring the rook back to f1 again, because the winning plan is the same. You cannot
Yeah.
allow black to do that. Yes, yes, Somnath, exactly. So yeah, no, Lucina, we won't reach that because black is playing the best moves here. And now we move on to the next puzzle, guys. So king c6, and of course one more thing. After king c6 and king g7, rook a1 is the class move to remove the rook from the eighth rank, or to at least from the a file, and then we of course win the game. So now we have another position.
Okay, Somnath. Yes, that is much more clearer. You're right.
Yes.
And
So now we put
Aryan,
the
yes, we will announce lucky prize soon.
we will guys, don't worry. We will do this. We will do this even maybe just after this position or the next position. So don't worry, guys, we will do that very quickly. So now, guys,
Krit,
this is.
I do have a game like that. Maybe I'll show that to you.
Yeah.
Let them know. I have a lot of games like that.
हर्षल,
Like,
ऐसी पोजीशन इसलिए नहीं आती है बिकॉज इस पोजीशन के बारे में पता नहीं है. So you don't know about these positions, so you will avoid these positions. But as you improve your chess, धीरे धीरे करके लोग आसानी से नहीं हारेंगे. तो आप पॉन आप ही हो गए, कई बार पॉन डाउन हो गए, तो जीतना और ड्रॉ करना आना चाहिए. ओपनिंग और मिडिल गेम में क्या होता है कि एक छोटा सा मैसेज आप गलती करो तो आपको वापस आने का मौका मिलता है. If you make a mistake in these positions, it is over. It is just clearly over. One mistake, the game is over. You can play a fantastic game, but end game में एक गलती and the game is over. So that's why this is very important to kind of
especially
focus.
it is very bad that like if you're winning, if you're on the winning side and you know that this is a win, but you cannot like win the game over the board, it is very irritating. I've faced that side also. I've drawn a game when I was completely won. It was a rapid tournament and something similar happened, but I couldn't win. So that is more frustrating actually.
And guys, I assure you, after you see these positions, when you play 100 games, I can bet on it that you will get at least one game in these positions. Exact position. I'm not even kidding. The exact position you get in one of these games. I can assure you that. Not bullet games because they are too fancy, because they will end before the end game. If you play like 5 plus 0 or 10 plus 0, if you play 100 games, you'll get the exact same position in one of those games. It is that common. I can assure you that. Yeah, Jan, exactly. One move can cost you the game. And this is the next position, guys. So, this is another position you have to try to solve. It is not so clear on whether white is winning or what is going on right now. So try to find the correct move here, guys. Maybe we can have this position first. I will show you this position first. That will be a bit easier, maybe. Let's try to solve this position first, guys. This is maybe a slightly simpler position. So try to solve this, guys. It's black to play here. So can he draw this? That is the question we need to find out the answer to. So can he draw this? It's black to play here. So can he draw this, guys? That is the question we need to answer. So try to find it, guys. And then we will come up with the answer. We'll solve this position, guys, first. Ajan, we just switched to this position because I think this will be a better way to do things, because this is a bit simpler, and then we'll get to that position. So try to solve this position first, and then we'll get to that position.
So as you can already spot, the king is on the right side, I mean the short side for white, and for black it is not really correct because the rook is on the short side and the king is on the long side.
Technically, it is on the long side, but because of the rook on a1, it is on the short
Yeah.
side, kind of, yes. Okay, good. So rook b8. So rook b8 is kind of forced here, I think. Because, guys, you see, you cannot capture on e7 because rook f1 check, king here, and rook e1 check, and we capture the rook. So that is not possible in this case. And, okay, so Chris, so you think it's a draw? Okay, let's see. So rook b8 check. And now king c7. So here, guys, black is kind of stuck. You can see it's very difficult because somehow the a8 square is controlled. c8 and d8 are controlled, and you have to choose e8 or h8 now. If you go here, I will queen the pawn. So that doesn't work. So in the game, black plays rook e8. So there's only one winning move here, guys. What is the winning move? That is what you have to find. It is not a draw, Krit. It is a win for white. But what is the winning move here? What does white play to win the game? There's only one winning move, guys. Guys, do like the stream, and if you're here for the first time, do subscribe to the channel. It does help us a lot to come up with videos every day, and you'll also learn a lot about the game. We are streaming on a daily basis nowadays. So guys, what do you think is the winning move for white here? Hi, Tamil Network. Tamil Network, king d7 unfortunately would be a draw after rook takes e7, and it's a check. So we win the pawn for free, and it's a draw. So king d7 doesn't work up here in Tamil Network. Jatin, king rook a6 check, king takes e7, and again, it's a dead draw. Yes, Pankaj and Krit, king d6. King d7, Harshal and Abhishek doesn't work because of rook takes e7, it's a check. So that's why black will win the pawn for free. So we play king to d6, and that is the only winning move here, because if now black captures, we give a check and we win the rook for free, and that's why black cannot capture. So in the game, he plays rook b8, and the game continues. So now, of course, the most obvious move is rook f1 check, king g7. And now we play king to c7. So we have reached a very similar position to what we saw earlier. It's very, very similar. And now rook to a8. If rook h8, we go king d7 and we queen the pawn. So now what is the winning move, guys? We've already seen this, so try to find it, guys. Yes, Lakshman, king d6 was the move. You're absolutely correct. King d6 here is the only winning move because black cannot capture. So we play the sequence of moves, check, and king c7 and rook a8. So what is the winning move now, guys?
Then I'll just be back.
Yeah, yeah, sure. This is the only winning move. Anything else you play would lead to a draw. We have seen this exact position, so let's see who can come up with the correct move, guys. This is very important because somehow, uh, okay, Satwik, King D7, we just saw earlier in the stream, maybe you joined now, would be a draw because of Rook A7 check. And we discussed that if the attacking side has a pawn on, for example, the E file, and if there are three files in between the pawn and the rook, in that case, it's supposed to be a draw because the rook is far enough from the king that the king cannot approach it. That's a general principle to keep in mind. If there are three files in between the pawn and the rook, it will be a draw. So that's why king d7 doesn't work, because the black rook will keep checking the white king and there is no way for the king to approach the rook. That will be a draw. So that's why we need a better move here. Alphys king c6 here would not work because of a simple reason, because the king is already on g7. So we will start checking the king again. And next we will go rook e6. So there is no rook f8 check and e8 queen. So that's why rook a6 doesn't work and king c6 doesn't work. Yes, Shreyash and Harshal and Krit and Pankaj and Abhay and everybody else who mentioned, rook a1 is the correct move here. We saw this in this previous position as well. The rook has to decide what to do, and now it will have to move somewhere regardless of where it moves. For example, rook h8 or rook e8. We play king d7 and next we queen. If king f7, we give one check and next move we queen. So it's as simple as that. Rook
Hi.
d1 rook d1 would not work, Vijesh. I will tell you why. So we played rook a1 because the rook, if rook captures, we queen, and queen versus rook is winning. So we try to see rook d1. So the problem with rook d1 is king to f7. And you might feel that rook d8 is winning, but now rook a7 check. And you see that after king to d6, black can simply capture the pawn. And that's why it's just a draw. There is no check here that will capture the rook for free. And with just king versus rook, it's a dead draw. That's why, Brijesh, it does not work. And Lakshman and Siddharth and all of you who mentioned rook a1, it's absolutely correct. And now we go to the next position, and now you'll understand why I switched the order of the positions. So now we go to the next position. It will make a lot more sense now.
Yeah,
So
if you
now,
like the stream, in case you're new to the channel, do subscribe.
Arjun, they're just having some fun. They are not fighting. Brijesh, rook e1 would also lead to king. I will just show that. Let me just see that a moment. I will show that for a moment, guys. Just a moment.
Which position?
Yeah, this position. Yeah. So in this position, we saw that I think rook d1 was mentioned. Rook e1 was mentioned. But rook e1 does not win because of king f7, and the rook controls the e8 square. And if you let's say I'm checking, about to check you, if you play king d7, I will check you, and I will keep checking you. There is no way for white to get rid of this. You see how there is continuous checks, and there is no way for white to get rid of it. And now we go to the next position, guys. Somnath, we will cover that. We will cover queen versus rook. Don't worry. In some future stream, we are going to have this journey where we are looking at all positions. This is episode 3. In episode 1, we covered calculation. We looked at Tal's games. Episode 2, we covered basically middle games, basically position sacrifices. And now we're looking at endgames. So this series, if you want to get to a rating of 2000, just follow this series. We will let you know queen versus rook as well. Everything will be a part of it, so don't worry. But for now, we are focusing on rook endgames, and we'll get to queen versus rook as well. We know the third rank defense, the second rank defense, the first rank defense. We'll also get to it very soon. So now we come to this position.
Somnath, yes, I actually you can maybe we can do that queen versus rook.
Yes, yes, we definitely can. Don't worry, guys. We might even do it at the end of the stream, but I think to have it
It's very
separately.
easy actually. I can maybe I have it, like I
Yeah,
have the
okay,
date.
okay. Maybe we can just do it separately because it will be easy for people to find it. But yeah, we can
Yeah.
definitely show you at the end of the stream, guys. We can definitely show you at the end of the stream. So this is the next position now, guys. It's white to play, and you have to find the correct move here. You can see there's a similarity. We saw these two kings in the previous position, and here a move like rook d2 check would win. But unfortunately, our rook is stranded on f7. So how do we win this, guys? Let's try to see who can come up with the correct solution here.
So you have to make sure, like, I think you just gave up a hint.
Yeah, I did. Let's see who can find this. Yeah, sure. We'll cover Queen versus Rook for sure. Okay. Rook g2 is not possible, unfortunately, Lakshman, because Rook is on f7. So we'll have to play Rook g7 first for that. That is the problem. Okay, Ravi Teja thinks it's a draw. Okay. Lakshman says Rook g7. And Jesh says Rook f8. Okay. Rook h7 says Harshal. So we have many moves. Rook g8 is not possible, Ashlesh. I think you mean Rook f8. So we have three moves here. One is Rook g7, one is Rook h7, one is Rook f8. So let's try to calculate all of them. And script says both win. Okay, Siddharth, Rook h7. Okay. So let's see, guys. First of all, Rook f8 is easy to dismiss because the problem is that basically the pawn is hanging. And if you check, then Rook d7. And this is just a draw. So Rook f8 is very easy to dismiss somehow. But there are two very interesting moves, and they are Rook g7 and Rook h7.
Yeah.
So which one of them wins is what you have to calculate. Let's start with Rook h7. So guys, the problem here is that black will play the move. Okay, let's give you the solution. At least let's ask you the solution. What do you think black can play to draw? It's the draw, guys. Rook h7 is not the correct move. Everybody who mentioned Rook g7, you are correct. We'll come to Rook g7 in a moment. But for Rook h7, what do you think is the drawing move for black here, guys? It's black to play. So how can black draw this position? Rook f8 doesn't work, Arjun, because Rook f8, Rook e7. If you check, I will bring the rook in between and I can stop the check. So I save my rook, and that's why it's a draw. And there is no other check available here. That's the problem. So Rook h7, guys. So what is the drawing move? King c7 would not be correct, Lakshman, because King c7, I mean, okay, after Rook h7 you mean here. Okay, but I think King e6 would win then, because now the king cannot approach the pawn. I can just play Rook f7 and Rook f8, and it's just winning on the spot, I think. So not King c7, guys. Ashlesh, Harshal, Brijesh. Yeah, Rohit. I think Tal said that, but yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Tal.
guys, exactly. So King d7 is the correct move, guys. So the problem is, you have to understand, whenever black captures this pawn, white needs these two kings like this. If the kings are placed like this and he has a check, he would win the rook. So for example, if let's say it is white to play, I play Rook h2 here, black captures on e7, I give Rook d2 check, the king has to move and I capture the rook. So that is the idea. But because of Rook h7 now, black plays king to d7, and now if I play Rook h2, black captures, and after Rook check, he goes king e8. So that's why this is a draw. That is the idea here. So what we do is we play the move Rook g7, a very clever move.
So basically, the Rook h7 is basically a zugzwang position, right?
Yes,
That's why you waste
exactly.
the move Rook g7. When the king goes to d7, then you go Rook h7. So now
Exactly.
the zugzwang is in your opponent.
Exactly. And now black, if let's say he plays the move Rook h8, we play Rook g1, check, King f7, check, King f8, check, King to g7, Rook e8, and King f6. And voila, we have this position in front of us, and black cannot capture because of Rook d1 check. And if it doesn't capture, we'll check anyway and play king f7 and we lost. So after king d7, what if, here after rook g7, what if black just plays king d7? So now what is the winning move, guys? Sure, Ashlesh, you can go for dinner. So now what does white play to win the game?
Lakshman, yes, you're right. That is how we are going to play.
Ashlesh, okay, I will try to wait. You can come back in 10 minutes, hopefully 15 minutes, and I'll wait. We'll announce a lucky draw at 11, guys, for the tournament we had yesterday. At 11, we'll do that. So we'll do it live in front of you, and we'll focus on that at 11. Krit, I think it would be Russia, I think. Russia would be number one, followed by US, and then I think US is also first, but overall, Russia would be better, I think. And then US and then India. Yeah, guys. So now we play rook at 7. So if we play rook g2, again, black can capture and the king will go to e8. So we just give a waiting move. So rook g7, king d7, rook h7, king d6, and now rook h1. And black cannot capture the pawn because rook takes and rook check. Exactly, Alpheus, Brajesh, and Pratik, Pankaj, Abhay, Somnath, everybody else. You're all correct. So you need the attacking side, white here, needs this formation of pieces, and that's why it's winning.
Because there is no way to protect the rook now. Had the king
Yes,
been on d7, there's always king e8.
yes, exactly, exactly. So now we move to a very funny position.
And guys, even if you make a mistake with rook at 7, you can again rectify it, I guess. You can get the same position, right? In the earlier one, you can play rook f7 again. And then you can
Sorry,
again
in
play,
which position?
like in the same position, in case you play rook at 7 here,
Now it's a
and
draw because king d7
then you
and
play rook f7 again.
rook f7. I think now I play rook h8. And now there's a problem
But
because
now rook f8.
rook f8, I can
Oh,
just check you again.
yeah,
It's the
yeah,
same
yeah.
thing again, same tactic again.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So now we move to the next position, guys, and this is the funny one. So it's white to play, guys. So is it winning for white or is it a draw? And if it is winning, how is it winning? So try to find the correct solution. And हम आएंगे ब्रेक के बाद.
Lakshman, no, rook at 7 is not winning. Rook at 7 is not winning.
No, Lakshman, it's a draw. It's a draw because after king d7, basically you cannot play rook h1 because of
You don't
rook
have to
takes
show them.
e7.
I think you need to show them the last variation as well because
I will show that. I will show that.
tricky. Just a second, guys. We'll
Yeah,
show
it
it.
will take me a moment.
Yeah, the same position. So
Just a
guys,
moment,
basically,
guys. Copy key. Just a moment. Yeah. So if you play rook h7, king d7, and now if you try this, I can capture the pawn.
no,
That is
not
problem
this
one.
one, not this one, not this one. They mean like if the one I told you, just told you, rook
Okay,
g7
rook
first,
g7. Then what? King d7,
then
I
rook
guess.
g7, and now if rook f7, if you play
Rook f7. Of course, the problem is that rook h8
rook
is there,
f8, rook f8,
and rook f8, I can just give a check. And if you
yeah,
move the king, I will just capture the pawn here. And you see, I am attacking your rook. So you capture, I capture, and we go home, shake hands, and it's a draw.
yeah. So that's the
That's why it's
difference.
a draw,
That's the
guys.
only winning move is rook at 7, guys, not rook
Yes,
g7.
yes, exactly. So now we go to the next position, guys. Okay, let me just copy it. This is a very interesting position. I like this. So you will also love this. And it's white to play, guys. So
Okay,
so try to
actually,
find the win.
not this.
Not this, okay? Okay. I will check. Okay. So rook h7, king d7, and then rook g7. Problem is rook h8 again. Rook h8 again. And there is no way. Because if you play here, then I will maybe just
You can
maybe I
give
will
a check.
just yeah maybe I will just repeat somewhere, maybe just rook c8 here, and it's still kind of binded because if you play rook g7, I will go rook h8. It's complicated, I know, but I think
No, you can
somehow
give a check. For instance, rook at 6 check you can give.
here rook h6 check, I think is also draw. Yes, because
King
here
g7,
I
king e8.
can I can just maybe play anything here, anything
King
works.
e8, king e8. King g7, king e8.
Okay, you mean rook h6 check, king g7? No, king e8.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Even this is a draw. Yeah, this is also a funny draw, guys. So you can just capture the rook here. Yeah, this is also a funny draw. Yeah, so this is a draw,
I
guys.
think yeah.
It's complicated, I know. There are a few variations, but I think the basic idea is you need to get that principle because the kings should be in front of each other when white plays the rook back. That is the basic idea. Oh, Alphys, that's amazing. That's amazing if you won that. You have won a
Thank you.
lot of things. That's amazing. So now we come to this position, guys, finally. And this is the position in front of you. So it's white to play. And this is a very funny position. I love this position. So how do you think white can win this, guys? How do you think white can win this? It's very interesting. Amazing, Alpheus. Amazing, amazing. So what do you think is the winning idea here, guys? Hmm. Okay. So Satvik and okay, Siddharth says rook h7. Siddharth, rook h7 unfortunately would not work because of rook g8. And now you have to play g7 and then king f2. And the king is faster somehow. That will probably end up in a draw. And that's why it does not work. I will come to your suggestion, Satvik, in a moment because that is correct. Yes, Sanket, exactly. There is some sort of similar idea, but how do you implement it? Rook
Well,
h7, rook
you're
g8.
right in a way. In a way, you're right, but that needs a little bit of technique. Your
Yes,
plan is right.
Prajwal, that would not work. That is exactly what we discussed because the black king is faster somehow. Mehul, yes, you can move the king closer, but the problem is, let's say I play king b3, then a move like rook h6 can be played, and then the rook pawn is attacked. So you have two moves. I think the most logical move here feels g7, but then rook g6. And this does feel like a draw, guys. So king c4, and I play rook to g5, cutting off the king as we discussed. King d4, king f2, king here, king g3, and you see I have prevented your king from approaching, and the rook is alone stopping the pawn. Next, I will go king g4, here, and I will simply capture the pawn. So that's why this does not work, but that was a good try. That was definitely a good try, but that should also tell you what to do. King b3, yes, Brijesh, we saw that. It's not working because of some reason. So that is not working. Alpheus, exactly. So, guys, exactly, g7 is the correct move. So basically, first of all, you see how active the black rook is. You want to make it passive. Even based on the strategic principles without calculation, pushing g7 makes a lot of sense because after g7, black's rook cannot dance around on the h file. He has to stay on the 8th rank. That is always good. And if he plays rook g8 here, I think then white's king approaches. King b3, king h2, king c4, king g3, king d5, king f4, king e6, king g5, and king f7. And basically, black loses because the rook is attacked and he will queen next move. So unfortunately for black, this does not work.
Somnath,
So
your idea is correct, I would say.
Suraj, this is not the Lucina position, but we have discussed the Lucina just now. But it's similar. All Lucina is always a part of all of these positions, guys.
Yeah,
It can occur at any point in any of these positions, so you should always know the Lucina. Sagar Shah mentioned it absolutely correctly. It is the holy grail of endgames, so you should always know Lucina position. But this is a bit different here. So black here plays the move rook b8. So you see, black is trying to simply bring his king to g6 and then play rook g8 and capture the pawn. So how does white win this, guys? This is the position. So what does white play here, guys? So just don't worry. Don't need to retract your suggestions. You can always mention anything you have in mind. You will learn. The more you mention, the more we will try to find out the flaws there and more you will learn. So do not hesitate and you can share anything. So guys, what do you think is the winning plan for white here? Because right now, the king cannot approach the pawn because the rook is cutting off the king. So what does white play here? Harshal, rook e7 does not help in any way. Because the king is still cut off, I will just play king g2 and bring the king closer. Rook f7 again does not help Prajwal, because the king will come closer again. White's king is still cut off. Yes, many of you have found the correct move. Uh, Rook
Perfect,
f2,
guys.
Chitra, rook f2, rook f1 does not work because somehow our king is cut off. So we need to release this bind that black rook has. You can try to play this, I think. I understand your point. But now rook g8. And you see with your rook, you have blocked the king's path. You see how the king was going to f7, and now the king cannot go to f7. Let's figure it out. So let's say king b3, king g2. Okay, let's do it properly. King b3, king g2, king c4, king g3, king d5, king g4, king e6, king g5. And you see now, if you could play king f7, you'll be winning, but your own rook is stopping that. So that's why this is a draw. Next, I will play king g6 and I will simply capture the pawn. That's why this is not working, but that's a good try. But many of you have mentioned Brijesh, Sanket, Ashlesh. Uh, Many of you have mentioned Rook b7, and that is the correct move,
Move in a
Somnath.
tempo with rook b7.
So Rook b7 is the idea, guys. So because black cannot capture because he will queen, so that's why Rook c8 and king b3. Now black plays king g2. And what do we play now, guys? Now it's very simple. So what do we play now? Pratik, Rook f7 we discussed, Pratik. We discussed Rook f7. Because of Rook g8, it doesn't work because your Rook's path will be blocked. King's path will be blocked to f7, and that's why it doesn't work. Yes, Alpheus, after this position, we will mention the key price. Don't worry. We will mention it at 11, guys. Yes, guys, absolutely correct. Rook c7 is the correct move. You still follow the same
Pratik, we
pattern.
can see your messages. We can.
King c4, king g3, rook d7, king rook e8, king d5, king g4, rook e7, rook g8, king e6, king g5, and finally king f7, and white wins the game. So this was the interesting puzzle here, and I hope you liked it. And
So that's the correct way. You basically gain a tempo with your rook. Not really gaining a tempo because you're also you're also moving the rook, but you keep the path for your king and you hide behind the rook and just move
yes,
the.
exactly. So now we come to the final position, not the final position, the most important position. Let's say we have a few more positions, but we have, this is the most important position, and this is the position that Parnali lost actually, guys. So you need to
You
work on
can
this.
just announce the prize first.
Yes, I'm just putting the position, and then we'll do that. So this is the position, guys, and until I announce the lucky prize, it will take me a couple of minutes to set it all up. You can try to solve this position. It's black to play. How can black draw this? Try to find the pattern. Thanks, Vijay. Thanks, Vijesh. So now it's black to play. And how can black draw this? Try to find the pattern. And rook c2, rook c2 would not work because then rook g8 again, and you will have to go back to rook c7 again. So it doesn't work because of that. So that is the problem somehow. Your king is cut off, so you need the king somehow on f7. So now, guys, it will not make any difference, Pratik, because the king is going to g2 anyway. The black king on h1 or g1 is just the same. It doesn't make any difference.
No, it does. It does. In the first one, rook at 7 check was the trick. Rook at 7 check, and you have to capture
Ah,
because the king.
okay, okay. Yeah, that way it does. Yes, yes. If the rook is on h8, of course, then it would be winning, of course. But after, let's say, the rook is, pawn has been pushed to g7, in that case, the king difference does not make any sense. Yes, Satvik, rook a7 is the correct move. So we'll try to run through the game. Let's see, this is very
Let's
complicated.
just announce the prize. I think many people are waiting.
Yes, I'm going to just kind of mention one thing. Now, here, if king e8, we just play king f6, guys. We attack the pawn. If rook e1, rook e7 check, and we capture the pawn. So that is very easy. If he plays, let's say, king to d6, we play king to f8. Our king comes in front of the pawn, and this is the
This is
filled
a very
opposition.
critical move, guys. King f8,
Yes.
because this is how I made a mistake. I think I gave a check, or I played rook a8 at some point in this game, and then my opponent could push e7, and then my king was on g8. Like I played king g8, not f8.
Yes. So king f8, whenever you can, you have to play king f8. And now rook d7. So while you figure out this solution, guys, what should
Sai,
black
let's
play?
just announce the prize first.
Yes.
Okay.
So while you figure out what black will play in this position, I will announce the correct. I will announce the lucky prize. It'll take me a moment, guys. Give me a moment. Until then, you can try to solve this. Try to find the correct solution, guys. Panal, you can just read the chat, maybe. It'll take me a
Yeah, yeah.
couple of moments.
What should black play, guys? What do you think should be the move? So here there are two moves. One is rook a6 and one is rook a8 and one is rook a1. Three moves basically. So what do you think is a draw? Or
Prajwal,
how
why
do
rook
you...
8? Why Brijesh? Why rook 8? What is special with rook 8? Do you understand the concept there? Why rook 8 is the best move? What is the idea there? Like, what is the idea behind rook 8? Try to put it into words because concepts also matter here. That way you will remember it. Yes, Harshal, rook a6 is also possible, but there might be a mistake with that. Try to see what is the mistake with rook a6.
And I think Carlsen has made a mistake, right?
Yes, exactly, exactly. Rook a6 was played by Carlsen against Aronian and he lost the game. So think about it, guys. Think about it.
Okay. Rook 8 blocking the king, but rook 8 I can even go rook d8, right? So it's not really blocking my king. I can even go that. But well, okay. Any more suggestions, guys? I don't think I'm visible.
Why? Okay, let me just. Okay, I'll just kind of put it up because anyway, I need the screen for that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you can just talk for a couple of minutes. Sorry about that. Uh,
Yeah, that's no problem.
Subscriber tournament. Okay. So, guys, this is the tournament we had yesterday, and we're going to announce a lucky prize. Guys, give us a couple of minutes just. We just want to announce a lucky prize for the tournament we had yesterday. And, guys, we have the standings here. You can clearly see that these are the standings. And you can see all the players there. They're ranked by their rank, which they had in the tournament. And what we'll do is we'll basically have a random number generator. In total, we will see how many players we have had, and we will make sure that the number comes in between them. The first number that comes in between them will be the final one. So just a moment.
You will have to download. There's an option of downloading the
No, it's
result.
fine. It's fine. They can see it right now. They can see, for example, 25 is Shashank. So I'm just going to create a random number now, guys. And that way it will be much clear who will be the winner. And you can check the standings. I'm going to post the link in the chat. You will be able to check the standings there. And you will know who is the winner. This is the standings for yesterday. And now I'll post, basically, I'll add the random number generator to the screen and you'll be able to see that.
Cool.
Just a moment, guys.
Do stop and then start
Guys,
again.
we are back, I think. Guys, I'm sorry. I think the issue is that there are some issues. So we'll have to shift this to the end of the stream. It might cause some lags because there are too much things we are operating. So let's just do this at the end of the stream, guys. It's not far away. It might take 15-20 minutes. So first, let's just kind of go ahead with the Rook Endgames and then we can come to this because we don't want any lag. So let's just kind of finish all of this first, and at last of the stream we'll come to this because we tried it but it caused some lags. So we don't want that, guys. Let's just go ahead with this. Okay, I'll read the messages now. Rook 8 consider the 8th rank, and okay. Yes, Somnath and Prajwal. So basically the Rook 8 idea here is
I'm
that
frozen.
okay, I will check that. Exactly. So we should not have done all of this and the
You
start.
actually, you shouldn't open so many windows. You can just...
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Okay, whenever I'm closing your window, it's causing a problem. Yeah. So now it's
Next time
fine.
I'll add an OBS. I think
Yes.
I...
Yeah, Alphys, you'll have to wait because this is causing some lag. So, okay, guys. So now Rook 8 is the idea here, guys. So Rook 8 is the important idea. And the basic idea is to prevent the white king from advancing. We do not allow the white king to advance. And that is the basic idea. Yes, Pratik, you'll have to wait for 20 minutes because the problem is that we just cannot handle it. It will crash and then nothing will be announce भी नहीं कर पाएंगे और stream भी नहीं चल पाएगी. It will take 20 minutes or so, not more than that. So now you prevent the king from coming to the 8th rank, and there is no way for the white king to move forward, and that is the basic idea. Yes, exactly, Abhay, exactly. If rook a8, if rook d8, you give a check again, and again the rook has to come back. So if, let's say, for example, you played rook a6, so this is a mistake, guys. So it's white to play now. So how did Aronian win against Carlsen in this position? This is exactly the blunder Carlsen made. He had a rating of 2550 when he made this blunder. So how did Aronian win against Carlsen in this position? It's your move. Try to find the correct way. Yes, Ashlesh. Try to find the correct way here. It's white to play, guys.
No lag, guys. I don't
Yeah, I
think
don't think so. There's any lag now. I think we added too many windows. So we'll do that at the end of stream, guys. We'll close chess base, we'll close everything, and then we'll easily be able to do that. We'll in fact cover the entire board with the random number generator, so it's very visible. There is no lag, Pratik. Okay, so there are many suggestions. Satvik says rook d6, Lakshman says king e8, and king d8 check has been mentioned. Okay, so let's look at these guys. First of all, king d8 check. I think king f6 is the problem. e7 and now rook a8 check. So that is the problem with this, because once you play king c7, I will play king f7, and this is a fortress, guys. Once this structure arises where four pieces are in a line, the defending king, the attacking pawn, rook and king, in this case it's always a draw. It doesn't matter whether the pawn is here, here. In each case this is a draw because the rook controls the 8th rank. Whenever the king moves, it will be a check, and that's why this is just a draw. Hi Massey B. So that's why this doesn't work, guys. So other suggestions were king d doesn't work, guys. That's why it doesn't work. Krushal and Prajwal. So now we come to rook d6. Great. The problem here is that I will again go rook a8, and this is not winning. This is not winning. I have another option, another time, another moment to go rook a8, which is the drawing move. So that's why you do not want to allow that. So that is why Brijesh and Sanket and many others have mentioned the move. Harshal and many others have mentioned the move king to e8. That is the correct move, because this way you have the option of going rook d8, and also you don't block your own pawn. For example, like after king d8, you're not really protecting the pawn with your king. For example, king f6, and after e7, after check, there is no rook d8. So you will be stuck here. That's why you play king to, after rook a6, king to e8, keeping the option of rook d8. It's a check. So king f6, e7. Now, if black gives a check, we just play rook d8. And you see why it is winning. If rook a6, we can just go here king f8 and it is completely winning. And if rook a7, you give a check and next you move to king to f7. So either way it's winning. And another puzzle for you guys. So e7, king to e6. So what do you play now, guys? What do you play now, guys? Thanks a lot, Messi B. Yes, king to e8 is the only winning move, Lakshman. Exactly. KM Sean, don't worry. If you follow this stream, you will not only reach 1000, long term you might even reach 2000. So just kind of study these positions and try to understand as much as you can right now. We have started the stream a bit earlier, so this might be a bit more complicated, but you can always go back and look at those positions. So right now, try to find the winning move for white. There's only one move, guys.
Thank you, Messi.
Guys, do like the stream, and if you're here for the first time, do subscribe to the channel so that you're updated with all the streams, you know all the information, and it will also help us a lot because we are very close to 1000 subscribers, guys. Yes, king f8, exactly, guys. King f8 is the winning move because you can sacrifice the rook, but you will win the game. You lose the fight but you win the battle. You have the queen, and queen versus rook is winning, guys. So that's why you're all correct. Not rook d8, guys, because rook d8, then rook a7, and suddenly the pawn is lost. So not rook d8, and you play king f8, and it's completely winning. If you're already 2000 Messi, then I think you will have to check out other streams. I think you might already know all of this. If you don't know, then you can, of course, follow us. If you want to reach 2500, I think you will need a proper coach. That'll be much easier. It might be helpful to follow our streams, but maybe you need more training as well.
Also, I think you can study from my great predecessors, Kasparov's book.
Yes,
That is a great book to study that. And in fact, Dvoretsky's School of Chess Excellence.
yes,
So if you're 2000, then I think those two books are really good for you. I mean, the series of those two books.
yes. So now rook a6 we saw is a mistake. The best move here is rook 8. That is the easiest way to prevent the white king from moving forward to e8, and now rook 8 holds the draw. So now, if black has many options, white has many options here. If he plays the move king to d6, we play king f8. As I mentioned, whenever you get this chance, you should always play it. That just holds the draw very quickly. If rook d8 is played, we repeat with rook a7 check, and this will just repeat the game. That doesn't help a lot. So the only move here is king to rook to d6. That is the clever try here.
Sahil, the notation is not visible on the. Can you just increase that? The eighth, like 1 to 8, is not visible.
Okay, okay, I'll do that. I'll do that. Yes.
Yeah.
So now, guys, this is the crucial moment. This is black to play, and this is the best try for white. Rook d6. This is exactly how Pernali lost, I think I remember. He played rook d6, and even anybody can lose in this position. I've had this position once only in my lifetime, but yes, it can happen many times. So, what do you think is the drawing move here? It's one move that draws, guys. Crucial, this is not so easy, so don't worry. This is not so easy. You will learn. Nobody can figure out all these positions if you have not seen them before, because you will learn by making mistakes. So, no issue at all.
Also, you need to understand that the rook has to stay on the a file, and okay, rook d8. All right, and other thing is, guys, you need to learn the logic behind this. You cannot just by heart such positions, because during game everything will feel the same. That you won't
Yes.
make a, like, there won't be a difference between rook d7 and rook d6 while playing. You won't understand that. So if you know the logic behind it, it becomes easy.
Prajwal, as I mentioned, a normal principle to keep in mind, if there are three files in between the pawn and the rook, it can be a draw. If there are two files, it is almost always losing. So if you play a move like rook b8, there are many problems with this move. First of all, now the king is very close to the rook. So rook a6 can be one idea, but even if it is not working because the king is still on g7, you can play a move like rook d8 here. And suddenly the king is very close to the rook, and the rook does not have enough checking distance here, and that's why it's winning for white. For example, rook b7 check, king d6, rook b6 check, you can go king d7, and now it's regardless of what black does, it is lost because rook b7 check feels like the only move, but now king to c6, and you see the rook is attacked, there is no check available, and that's why this is lost. And rook a7 of course leads to rook d7 check, and you see this is another problem. Pratik, I'm trying to explain, so I might miss a couple of messages. 2900 पहुंचना है तो डेफिनेटली फिर कार्लसन को भी नहीं पता अभी तो वो तो आई थिंक आपको अल्फा जीरो से पूछना पड़ेगा. No problem, Kushal. I think you definitely need to understand all aspects of the game. That is the easiest way to improve. It will, you might be good at something, but if you miss the second part, then yes, definitely it might cause you problems. So learning all round is the best way. Sean, rook d8, rook d8. Okay, after let's say here, okay, you mean rook b8? Do you mean we just saw that rook d8 wins for white because the king is now closer? So in general, if there are two files in between the pawn and the defending rook, that is usually winning for the attacking side. So usually you should not give up the a file. You should maintain as much distance as possible. So
Yeah.
that's why.
Never leave the A file, guys. Just like remember, if your opponent has a pawn on the E file, don't leave the A file. If your opponent has a pawn on the D file or on the queen flank or the queen side,
If you
then
play
never leave the H file.
rook e7 here I will play king to d6, Somnath. And if you bring the king, I can of course check. And if you move the rook, then rook d7 wins. So that's why it doesn't work. And that's why, guys, the move here cannot be rook b8. And yes, I will show that, Prajwal. So for example, the problem here is that often the rook can come to e6. So I already showed that earlier. I think you joined late. I will show that at the end of this position. First of all, here, rook d6. There's only one move, guys. Only one move. That is king to g6. So basically, you do not move your king to the 8th rank, where it can be a problem. You do not move your rook away from the a file, where it will be close to the king. So you play the move king to g6, and that is the only drawing move here, because it maintains all the similarities which you have from the king on g7 in most cases, and that is the only drawing move. And after here, king d6, d7 can be played, but now you just play king f6, and there's nothing to do. At best, white can play e7, but now you play king f7, and you see we have that similar position, and checks will come very soon, and this will end in a draw, guys. So now we come to, I will quickly mention, I think, the position that Prajwal is asking. So usually let's kind of ignore the rook now. Let's kind of change the position a little bit. Let's keep it this position because the rook cannot interfere. There are 3 files, just to kind of revise this quickly. So if the king tries to approach, check here, check king c6. Now you give a check and the pawn is already hanging. There is no way for the king to approach. And even if the pawn is on the 7th rank, let's say the pawn is on the 7th rank, even then it's not possible to win. If king b7, rook to e6, and you see the pawn is just falling. And
Yeah,
that
and
is
now
the idea here.
remember, guys, there's no king on g8. Remember, we saw the king on g8
Yes,
position.
if the king was on g8, we would play rook f8, check and queen. But right now that doesn't work. Hi, Max Payne. It's similar to Lucena, but I think it's a bit different. We are going into more complications today. But Lucena is a part and parcel. It can arise at any point, guys.
Yeah.
It's okay, Prajwal. It's okay. That's okay. So, guys, now let's go to the next position. And, guys, if you're for the first time, do subscribe to the channel. It does help us a lot. So now, guys, this is a very similar position. Now you will understand what I'm talking about. So let's put up this position here. And this is, guys, black to play. So what do you think is the evaluation of this position? Who is winning here? That is the idea.
There's one major difference which Somnath was asking about. If the rook is on the b file,
Yes.
then what happens?
Yes, exactly.
How you get to know that?
So rook b7 check has been played. So now what, guys? Now what? Now what does white do here? Let's see. Let's see, guys. What can white do here? How can he win this? Pratik uncle.
Don't call him uncle, guys.
No, it's okay. He won the tournament, so of course he's been playing well. Thanks, Sean. Thanks a lot. It's okay. So king d6. Now what, guys? Rook b6. King d7. Now what, guys? Now what do we do?
It's in a way similar to this position we have seen before.
So now
you
rook b7. And
Yeah.
the problem here is that somehow black's pieces are perfectly placed, I think. That is the issue. So if king d8, now rook b8 check, king c7, and rook b2. So now white plays, what does white play here, guys? What does white play here? You see, if the king will come close, you will check again. That is the issue here. So white plays rook f1. And
And
now,
we have a very similar position, guys.
yes,
If rook
yes.
a2, then what?
And now is the crucial moment. What does black play? What does black play now? I think we kind of rushed through that, but I think now is the crucial moment. What does black play now, guys? Yes, Ajan, exactly. But now what does black play? Now is the crucial moment here. I told you what is the most crucial element when you have the pawn, how many files need to be maintained. Yes, Rook F1 hasn't played, guys, but now it's black to play. What does black play here? What can he play to hold the game?
But the king, they are saying.
Okay, so guys, yes, not rook e2. Rook e2 here, I think you can still play this, but in general, just keep in mind the easiest way is rook a2, guys. Just to kind of have this here, 3 files. And if he plays this, now you just keep checking. There's no way. We reach this typical draw which we already saw. So rook a7, just to have one principle in mind, is the easiest way because you have 3 files again in between. You have 3 files, and that is the easiest way to draw, guys. That is the easiest way. Exactly, Max,
And
Payne, Jatin, and everybody else.
guys, after rook a8, e7, I mean, after if this was after rook a2, e7, rook a7 check is the only correct move, not a rook a8, not this position style. Instead of that, if rook a2, e7,
Okay.
rook a7 is the only correct move. Rook a8
Yes.
again loses to rook a1.
Yes, rook a8 would lose to rook a1, guys. We saw this again. So that's why rook a7 is the only move. And you can just keep a standard theme in your mind because that way you don't have to think much over the board. If this is the position, then you can easily win this guy, draw this, guys, in case you're black. C2, let me see that. C2 check would not work, I think. For example, if I give rook c2 check here, uh, I think king d6, but eventually you still have to play rook a2, guys. You still have to play this. You cannot avoid this move because, as I mentioned, the checks have to come from the side in this case because you cannot check from this side because then the king will go to e8, pawn will push, and you will reach the Lucena position again. So that's why the rook checks have to come from the side, and that's why you play rook a2 always. So regardless, you have to play rook a2. You can give a check once, but rook a2 has to be played. Yeah, exactly, Krit, exactly. So now,
Somnath, I think 100 Endgames You Must Know is a good book. Like,
uh,
it's not too much of theory, but it is like good enough amount of um, like it has most of the important positions.
yes, exactly, exactly. There are some books. Capablanca's Rook Endgames is one I remember. There are some Rook End. I think John Nunn also has a book, and there are many books, but not necessarily for theoretical Rook Endgames. I think they are just overall. But I think even a Rook Endgame chapter in any book would be very efficient. They have covered many theoretical Rook Endgames, so it should not be a problem.
Messe, yes, we can. We will do a different stream about that. Maybe like
Yes, we will.
uh,
We will. We will.
major pieces, or maybe Rook versus Queen, or something like that.
Bishop on
Yeah.
knight, Messi, definitely. And that though we can show definitely. That's very interesting. I love that. We also have a video on the channel, definitely. I have covered it, but I can again show it. If you can remind me at the end of the stream, I will show that to you. So now, guys, this is the position. It's black to play. So can black draw this? We saw similar position where the white rook was on b7 and it's completely winning. The black rook was on a8. But now it's black to play. So can black draw this, guys? This is the position in front of you. So try to see. Hi, Tajabov. Guys, if you're here for the first time, do like the stream. And if you like the content, do subscribe to the channel. That way you will be intimated about all notifications, all streams, and you can keep up to date with everything we are doing. And also we have our own Discord. So we put up puzzles every day there. We share the streams. We have some ideas. So you can also join that. The link is in the description, guys.
Yeah. Ashlesh, I can show that some other time.
Prajwal, it doesn't matter whether the rook is on the A file, the B file. 3 files should be there between the pawn and the rook. That is the main idea. If the pawn is on the E file, then the rook should be on the A file. If the pawn is on the F file, then the rook can be on the B file as well. The basic idea is there should be 3 files between the pawn and the rook. Here you can see there are many files, but this is a different kind of position, guys.
Yeah, the king is on this side of the pawn.
Okay, Abhay and Ajun says rook a1, but unfortunately after f7 check, king here and check, king has to move and we will queen, guys. That will be lost for black. That is not the correct solution. Try to think again, guys. And okay, Krushal, I got your suggestion. That is correct. And Brijesh, rook a1 doesn't work because of rook h8 check. Arjun, you are also absolutely correct. So the idea here is, guys, rook to a7. So now white plays a move like rook to b2. And we know if, let's say, black plays rook a8, rook b7 is winning because of rook h7 and f7. So what is the drawing move for black here, guys? People who have not understood it yet, what is the drawing move for black here?
Max, it doesn't look like a draw, but there is a trick here. So
Yes,
you can
exactly.
kind of figure
There's
that
a
out.
trick here, guys. There's a trick here. So what does black play here?
The only way to draw right now. Take advantage of your own king, guys.
Yes, you guys, you're correct. But rook a7 and rook b2. So what does black play now? This is the crucial moment, of course. You need to know this before playing rook a7.
I think most of you have got the answer.
Absolutely. Rook to g7 check is the idea. If the king goes back, we can play rook g1 and we keep checking the white king. That will be a fillet or draw position. And if he captures, it's stalemate and we draw the position. Very well played, guys. Crucial, rook f7 would not work because the idea here is rook b8 check, rook f8, and now we
No.
can not only play f7, but we can also just play rook b7. So both of these moves would win.
Yeah,
So
even I think rook f8, rook into f8 is also working. Like,
yeah, yeah. Actually, even that is working because the pawn end game is also winning. Yes. So that's why, guys, this is not working. So rook g7 was the idea, the clever idea. You basically play rook g7, and if white captures, it's a stalemate. So that was a very interesting puzzle. Yeah, Max Payne. Yeah, it was interesting. So now we go to the next one. So in this position, guys, this is a very interesting position. It's black to play. So what can black play here to draw the position? This is not. This is a different kind of position. So let's see who can find it. Yeah, Kushal, it can happen. It was not so easy to see actually. If you've not seen this before, then it's difficult to see actually. So it's okay, guys.
you drew against someone like that, right? With checks
Yeah,
in
yeah, yeah.
Malaysia against that girl with
Yeah, yeah,
mostly
yeah.
one
Yeah,
round.
I did. That was fillet or draw. I think she just blundered a pawn. She had two
Yeah.
pawns, but then it was very easy. Harshal, just two more puzzles. This is the second last puzzle, and then one more puzzle. And don't worry, if you feel ever that you don't understand it, just go back to the stream and look at it again after a couple of days. You'll find it interesting, guys, because this is very important. And trust me, any chess player who has a FIDE rating of more than 1800 knows all of these positions. I can assure you of that. So it is impossible almost, I would say, to reach a rating of 2000 without knowing all of these positions.
Great, in case you have school, you can check out the stream later. That not a
Yeah,
big
Krit.
deal.
We will be ending very soon, guys. It will not take more than 10 minutes for the puzzles and then 5 minutes for the lucky draw. So we will be ending in 15 minutes or so. So you can stay there for 15 minutes. Sorry, Ashlesh. I think Carlson also helped us a bit to mess up our sleep schedule, I think, with the tournament. Vijay says rook a6. Okay. So, guys, any other suggestions here? Kushal also says rook a6. Okay. Okay. Abhay says rook a6. Yes, guys, you're all correct. So basically, you do not want to allow the white rook to get away here. And rook a6 is a very clever move. So white cannot do anything. If he plays a move like rook e7, I think you can just wait. There's nothing to do. You can just play rook b6, and there's nothing white can do. And if he moves the king, of course, then the pawn is just hanging. So he plays e7. He plays e7. So now what does black play? Ashish, we had a subscriber tournament 3 days back, and yesterday, 2 days back, and we had the finals yesterday. But we also had a lucky prize for all the people who participated. The top two prizes were Chess Base 16, which is worth almost 4,000 rupees. So we also have a lucky prize who win the subscription to one of our courses. So we have to just kind of reveal the women's prize and the lucky prize, which we'll reveal after the stream. Yes, Max Payne, Abhay, and Brijesh, and everybody else. No, Kushal, they won't. They won't. If white is better, he will never accept to draw because there's always a hope for going wrong. So rook
Yeah,
f6 is the
and
move.
especially as white, you should never accept a draw in this kind
Yes.
of position because your opponent for sure will make a mistake. So unless you complete the 50 move rule, don't accept the draw because your opponent will make a mistake. Because I have been on the losing side. I've lost a game like that. I offered my opponent a draw 3 times. He refused it. He was just not ready. And then I made a mistake in that whole situation and I just lost the game.
Yes. Now, we don't want to play a move like rook e6, guys, because the problem is rook f8 check and white queens. So that's why after king g7, we keep checking. We play rook g6 check. We just directly check, guys. We don't need king g5 because king g5 has some issues because white can simply move the rook away somewhere, maybe rook f8, and he will queen next. So that is why it doesn't work. But we just check, guys. Rook g6 check, king h7. And now there's only one drawing move. So what is the move, guys? Try to find this move. King e6 doesn't work, guys, because if king e6, the problem is rook f8. We're trying to attack the rook, and that's why it doesn't work. So we are threatening the queen and attack the rook. That's why it doesn't work. So here, check king h7, and okay, now what is the move? I think I moved it accidentally, but hopefully, uh, let's see. King e6 is not a draw, guys, because if you play king e6 here, then rook f8 actually wins for white, because not only are you threatening the queen, you're also attacking the rook. There's no way for black to defend here. That's why it's not working. Krith, you can sleep. You can sleep. Don't worry. If you are tired, you can sleep. So here, what is the winning move, guys? Yes, Abhay, you are absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. The winning move
As
here,
well, you
Prajwal as well, king f6, guys. So basically, we are threatening rook g7 and rook takes e7. The only move here can be rook f8 check. But now again, the same tactic, king takes e7. You attack my rook, I attack yours, and the game ends in a draw. Yes, Somnath, king f6. Yes, Kushal. Harshal, king e6 is a bit different because king e6, I can just capture your rook. So that is the problem. So king f6 works. So now we go to the last position for the day, guys. Let's look at it. This is black to play, guys. Let me just adjust it a little bit. Just a moment. Just give me a moment, guys. Yes, guys, all of you are correct. King f6 was the correct move.
okay? You're
Yeah, I think I have just set it up with the wrong. Yeah.
no, I thought you're stopping right now.
No, there's one more puzzle, guys. One more puzzle.
Last one, guys.
Okay. Yeah, it is correct. It is correct. It is correct. So now it's black to play, guys. So what can black play here? That is the idea. That is the position for you. So what can black play here, guys? This is a very crucial position. You need to know what to do. So what can black play here? Yeah. Ashish, it's a combination. We mostly have, but it's more like a book, but it's also a bit interactive because there are also videos and everything to explain openings, especially you need videos. It's very difficult to do without videos. And also the explanations for some of the puzzles are with videos, but mostly it's like a book. You have text, you have puzzles, you have a lot of stuff, but we have combined this from our understanding, from our own games, from years of experience. So you'll definitely learn a lot if you go for them.
Yeah,
And
and
it's,
it's not live lectures, but it is like there will be videos, there'll be text,
yes,
and it is more like a book. Yeah.
puzzles, quizzes, and all of these things. But they are videos as well. Yes, they are pre-recorded videos as well. It's better, Shirash. You can always improve. Okay, guys. So guys, in this position, the idea for white is that if, let's say, for example, it was white to play, I think you can see the problem here. Sometimes rook c8 check, king e7, f6, king e6, rook e8 check, king moves, and then we will have the Lucina position again. The king will move forward and it will come again in the on the board. So often the easiest way here is to play the move rook to f2. Okay, Okay, Krit. So, guys, okay, let's look at Rook G2, which is a suggestion by Divya. So, Rook G2. Now, this is of course possible, but now King F6, guys, and you have to know what to do. This is not so clear, I think, and even I don't know because after King G8, then Rook C8, King H7, and yeah, this looks like it's lost, guys. So you
Yeah,
have to be careful. So Rook F2, and this is the best move, guys. For example, if you play Rook B8, then again just F6, and we'll play Rook H7 and Rook H8 check. So for example, King G8, we'll play check, check, and F7 and check, and we capture the rook for free. So that doesn't work. So that's why, guys, Rook B8 doesn't work, Rook G2 doesn't work. So we only have one move here, guys, to draw, and that is the move Rook F2. So basically, you put pressure on this pawn. Now, if White was very helpful, he was very helpful. Kushal Rook E2 again would not work because of Rook C8 check, King E7, F6 check. If you play here, I give a check, capture your rook. And if you play here, just F7 and I queen next move. So that doesn't work. So Rook F2, putting pressure on the pawn.
yes, Max, you're right. Yeah, look
Yes,
at two.
guys, you're absolutely correct. Rook B6 check, F6, guys, and
Yeah.
we reach the same position. Rook C8 mate is threatened, so you have to play Rook B8. And now I play Rook H7 and I win the same way as we saw earlier in the stream. So that's why it doesn't work. So Rook F2, and now White has many tries, but I think it is very obvious that F6 would be a draw because the filled opposition. You just keep checking. This is a dead draw position, guys. There's nothing White can do. So White plays King to F6. And now is a crucial moment for you guys. So what does Black play here? I'm going to flip the board so it's much easier for you to figure out and you remember it as Black. So what does Black play here, guys? One second, I will check that. Uh, Rook E2, I think Rook C8 check is the problem. Uh, that is the problem, Kushal. So it's winning immediately with F6. That's why that is the problem. So Rook F2, King F6, guys. So what does Black play? There's only one way to win this. Yes, Ashlesh, it might be a bit confusing, but just try to, it's basic principles. I think once you remember the principles, your decision will be like this. And trust me, if you remember the principles I told you in this stream, you'll find this in 1 second. That is the
This
idea here.
reminded me of Endgame.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Try to think, guys. Mate in one is threatened, so you have to take care.
Vivek, that's a nice observation.
Yeah, that's interesting. All vowels. Okay, so Rook A2, guys, unfortunately, it's losing because Rook C8 check, Rook E8 takes, and King G7. And the pawn queens. The pawn endgame is lost. So that's why Rook E8 doesn't work. So what is the move here, guys?
Yeah.
No, Max Payne, there are two other moves which are possible to prevent mate. That is King E8 and King G8. One of these moves loses and one of these moves draws. So you try to remember the principles we saw today. So which move do you think will draw and which move do you think will be losing, guys?
Generally speaking, if you are on the defending side, go for the shorter side, guys, so that your opponent can't go to the shorter side.
It's okay, Max Payne, it's okay. Yakrit, yes, Ravish. So, guys, we already discussed the shorter side and the longer side. So, here you can see this is the longer side, of course. It's 5 files A, B, C, D, E. And this is the shorter file, guys, with only two files G and H. So, obviously, always the defending king should go to the shorter side, and the defending rook should always have the longer side to give checks. So if
That
you
is
always keep
because,
that in mind, you will
and
always be correct.
yeah, and that is because your own king shouldn't come in between your rook and the king. So that's the reason why
Yes.
the king should be on the other side of the board. So if the king
Yes.
goes to e8, you won't have a rook a8 check if the opponent's king is on g8. King is coming
Yes.
in between, so that's why the king should be on the opposite side.
Yes, guys, exactly. So here king e8 would be losing because of rook c8 check, king d7, and now rook f8. And now which position do you think we will reach very soon, guys? It will be the Lucena position very soon. The pawn will come to f7, the king will come to f8, and then again, I think Samay will be very sad. So I think that's why, guys, here we play the move king to g8. We avoid this and we go to the shortest side of the board, and this is the idea here. It's not about threatening to capture the rook cushion. We just always have to go to the shorter side, always. And here, after rook check, we play king h7, and there is no way for white to make any progress. King f7 would lose the pawn. If he gives a check, we come back. And now, there's only one way, that is king to e6. This is the final puzzle for the day, guys. So what is the drawing move here? White is trying to push his f pawn. If he manages to push it to f6, he will be winning. So how can we stop white? This is the final position for the day, and that will be it. So guys, try to find the move for black. Guys, do like the stream before you leave, or even if you're right now here, and do subscribe to the channel. If you love chess, if you want to learn the game, you will definitely have a lot to learn here. Yeah, भाई लुसेना बहुत परेशान करता है, but it's definitely important. हाँ श्रेयास, बस फाइनल पोजीशन है. It will take like 1 more minute. Brijesh, you are absolutely correct. Uh, yes, Ashish, Harshal, I think you all mean the same move. Maybe the notation is incorrect. The idea is not to give check. If you give a check, for example, king f7, and which position do you think we'll reach pretty soon? It might again be the Lucena position. So what we do is we play king to g7. We prevent f6 from happening because f6, rook takes f6 is check. And now white has nothing to do. The best he can do is give a check, but we again reach the same position. And if f6 is Philidor's draw with infinite checks, and if king f6,
Again, king g8.
again
And
king
again,
g8, we go to the shorter side, and this will be a repetition, guys. There's nothing else that both sides can do, and it will be a draw. Rook e2 will not work always because, for example, in this position, rook e2 check, then king f7, and
and you
suddenly it's
are
not so
allowed
clear
it.
because you can go rook a2, but there are many moves you have to keep in mind: rook f8, rook c7, f6, and this is definitely lost for black because king is on the h file, and there can be some mating threats, for example, like this. So the
Yeah.
easiest draw is simply playing king g7. You just prevent f6, and it's just a draw. So guys, that was the final puzzle for the day. Hopefully you learned a lot, and you can subscribe to the channel. You can stay tuned in, and we will come up with episode 4 probably tomorrow or day after, one of these days. And now guys, I'm going to reveal the lucky draw. Hopefully that will be fine.
I think Krit, you're right. नाम नाम बदलने से काफी चीजें फनी लगने लगती है. So yes.
Yes, it is possible. So now guys, time for the lucky draw. I am going to kind of add some things here. So let's move the board now, guys. Yeah, Ashlesh, that can be true. Let's move the board now, guys. And now it's time for Pranali, shall I just keep you on audio? Just think, okay, I think
Yeah,
there
that's
should be
fine.
no issue actually. I'll just close chess base and that should solve the issues. And do subscribe to the channel. And now basically I'm going to show the lucky draw for the tournament we had. So just a moment, guys.
You can keep me on audio. It's fine.
Yeah, if it causes a problem, I will. Right now it's fine. I think I'll just replace your video with this.
Yeah, you just did.
So I'm going to refresh this, guys. And I already sent you the link. I'm going to also share the link for the standings. That way it will be very fair and you can check for yourself. Just give me a moment, guys. Yes, Sean, we definitely have streams for 1000 rating puzzles. We definitely have. We have done many. For example, you can check out Mating 2 streams we have done. You can just scroll down. They're slightly below, but you will find them. there are definitely more than enough streams for you to kind of learn something, and you'll definitely learn a lot actually. And we, of course, when we started the stream, most of these puzzles were applicable to people who were even less than 1000 rated. So definitely you'll learn a lot. So guys, I'm typing the link here in the chat. This is the standings we had, and each person has one number, of course. So this is the standings from yesterday. Bye, Somnath. Good night. Thanks a lot. You learned. I'm glad you learned a lot. So now, guys, you
Guys,
can.
Ravish, I think we will call Pratik, Yusuf, Rachit, and who was the other person? And Purvi. In fact, we will try to
Yeah,
call all
guys.
of them.
First of all, the women's prize is Purvi. She was just 3 ranks ahead of Ananya. So Purvi has won the women's prize. So
Yes.
tomorrow, I think she's not here right now. So we let her know whenever she writes in the chat that she has won the women's prize. So she does win a subscription to one of our courses. Based on her skill level, she can let us know and we'll contact her with all the details. So she has won the women's prize. There were only 3 women playing and she was the first, I think. That is one thing. And next we come to this guys, and each guy in the tournament has one number assigned to him. For example, S Makon is number 1, Padmesh is number 2, VSJ is number 3, and so on. We have all the people, so we can easily check whosoever will win. For example, you
We
check the
cannot see. I
number of
cannot.
players. Yeah, I know. For example, we go to fourth. So in total, there were 79 players, and whenever you get a number less than 79, that person will basically win the course. Of course, the people who have already won are not eligible. So the 4 people who have won, the 5 people including Purvi, they are not eligible. But apart from that, whosoever number comes next after this will win the course, guys. So you can see this is the button. You can see there is. You can see this roll button. I will put it
Just
up.
reduce it one between 1 to 79 because uh,
Okay, yes, I can do that. 79. So now guys, I'm going to do a demo roll that will not count. So you can see there's a roll button here. I will do a demo roll to show you how it works. And we click here and the random number is 30. So the next number that we have will be the person who has won this, unless it's the people who have already won a prize. So guys, if you, what number do you think will come? You can take a guess and then we'll roll it. So let's see guys. Ashlesh, I know, but no women player actually completed the tournament. So we had no option. We had to go for people who have not completed the tournament. Ananya also did not complete it, and Purvi also did not complete it. So we
yeah,
had
there
no
were just three
choice.
girls and like there were 3 girls, but none of them completed the tournament.
Yes. No, Kushal, these rankings are from 1 to 4 did not really win because these are rankings for the qualifiers and different people actually won in the finals. So if we get the same number as the person who have won, we will ignore it and we'll roll again. So which number do you think will come, guys? Let's take guesses. Let's see who can guess the correct number. Let's see, guys. This is the fun thing actually. Okay, 28, 15, 79. Ashlesh is saying 8, 15. Ashlesh should choose 1. You cannot choose 4. I think everybody's mentioning their numbers on
Yeah,
that list.
or just
Aryan
touch
says
that
9. Okay, yeah,
number,
Aryan. Of course, for you, it would be better if it's 9. Yeah, 67 is a random lucky number. Let's see, guys. So, I'm going to drink some water. Arif says 41.
Ashlesh's legs. Oh god.
Tension will. I should have some dramatic music here, maybe.
Okay, let's roll.
Okay, guys. Okay, I need some more water.
What are you doing?
Okay, guys, so let's go. Let's see which number arrives, and then we'll match it with the list. And you have the link, guys, for the list. I'm going to post it again. You can all check that, and that way you will know who has won. This is the link. I have opened the link myself, and now I'm going to roll, guys. Let's see. Let's see, guys. I'm going to click roll, and we'll have the button. And the number is okay, and the number is 6, guys. The number is 6. I think
Someone guessed 6.
someone
Harsha,
guessed 6. Let's see who is 6 right now. We need to see who is 6. Who is 6, guys? Who is 6 in the list?
he couldn't have won, and yeah.
Unless he has already won, he is the winner, guys. Who is the winner, guys? We'll have to see. Let's see, guys, who has won. Who has won? Who is number 6? It's Pratik. He won again.
Like again,
It's
we have to
Pratik.
do that.
Pratik cannot win, guys. He has already won. He has won the chess base 16. This is just a lucky day for Pratik. I think this is just insane, guys. He won the chess base 16 and he technically also won the course. But of course, we mentioned that people who have already won cannot win. So we will roll again, guys. This is dramatic as hell. This is insane. Yeah, Kushal. So
Roll
we
again.
roll again,
Sure.
guys. One more roll. Let's see whose number comes up. Yes, Max Payne. And we roll again, guys. And the roll number is 7. What is this? This is insane. How did 7 come up randomly? Who is 7? Who is 7? It's Daksh, guys. Guys, Daksh has
Daksh.
won. Daksh has won the course. And we will contact him. Yeah, Kushal, dramatic music. So 7 is the number, and Daksh has won the course, guys. So we will contact him. Daksh, if you see this video, you can let us know. Otherwise, we'll contact you by email. And it's not cheating, Krit. Okay, let's roll one more just to see. It will not be 8, guys. I can assure you. It's 46 now. So you see, it's completely random, and we can keep going on, and it will be random numbers. So this was the fairest way to do it, I think. It was just luck, I think, that 7 came up. And yeah,
So,
yeah, Max, we rolled it. 8 did not come up. So see, it's completely random. And Daksh has won, guys. Daksh has won. And with that, basically, I think our stream will end. If you have any questions, guys, you can ask us and we'll answer them. And then we'll end the stream. That was hilarious. पहले 6 आ गया and then फिर 7.
romantic.
Very dramatic. It looked scripted almost. Amazing, amazing. That was amazing, guys. Guys, if you have any questions, you can ask us, and then we'll end the stream in 5 minutes or 3 minutes or whatever. So if you have any questions, you can ask us right now.
No more stories today.
Yeah, no stories today. Stories we can have later. We can have tomorrow, maybe. Shreyas, it's totally up to Daksh, whichever course he wants. I think he has a rating of 1000 FIDE rated, so rated course will be good for him. So it's up to him. Thank you, Max Payne. Divya, first prize was won by Pratik in the second section, and in by Rachit in the first section. So Rachit and Pratik have won chess base 16, and we will mail them very quickly in the next 5 days. We had it in the regulations that we will send the prizes within 1 week because we knew there might be some delay from chessbase's side with regarding the one serial number they were offering us. So we will send them in the next few days. Ashlesh, but you were very lucky to have qualified also. You were very lucky that one person did not show up, then one person wasn't there, and so technically you should take what you get.
950 की खुशी में giveaway.
950 पहले भी हुआ था आर्यन, then we went back to below 950. So एक बार already खुशी हो चुकी है.
हाँ, किसी एक्चुअली आई थिंक सिर्फ टूर्नामेंट के लिए कुछ लोगों ने
हाँ, कुछ लोगों ने
सब्सक्राइब किया
टूर्नामेंट के
और
लिए सब्सक्राइब
टूर्नामेंट
किया
खत्म
था
हो गया तो
and then
अनसब्सक्राइब.
they lost, so they unsubscribed, I think. Kushal, Catalan has a lot of theory. Trust me, of course, you can avoid theory by playing equal lines, but Catalan does have a lot of theory. Pernali plays it a lot. She can kind of.
Actually, I hate studying the theory, and it is weird because I play Catalan because it has a lot of theory, but you can avoid it by changing the move order and somehow like tricking your opponent. But yes, it requires a lot of experience, so you have to practice a lot of practice games if you have to play it without the theory.
Yes, and I think if you want to avoid theory, London system is the best, guys. London system is a one-stop opening. If you want to avoid theory,
That's
that is
so
the
true.
best.
I hate the London
Yes,
system.
because it's very difficult to win against it, guys. If your opponent is black, he will
Yeah,
find it very hard
that's
to win, and that's why I think London system is very effective.
Actually, London system is good to start with, but it cannot be a permanent opening. It is
Yes,
more
yes,
like
exactly.
a additional extra opening. Like it cannot be your main repertoire.
Aryan, we also reached 953 earlier. So
Yeah.
technically, we did reach 953 and we then went back to 946, I think. So, yeah.
Among Us होगा जरूर होगा अभी
यस
recently
गाइस, अमंग अस का हमारा कॉपीराइट क्लेम किया था एक रैंडम कंपनी थी जो रैंडम स्क्रीन पे जा जाके क्लेम कर रही थी उनकी गूगल कर सकते हो आई विल शो देयर नेम लेटर तो उनके 50 यूट्यूब क्रिएटर्स ने डाला था कि हमारे रैंडम वीडियो पे वो कॉपीराइट क्लेम कर रहे हैं तो फाइनली आज महीना खत्म हो गया तो वो क्लेम हट चुका है सो नाउ वी कैन प्ले अमंग अस विदाउट एनी इश्यूज Yes, Gokul, they can. Maybe GM is a bit difficult, but with time, with many many years and many lot of effort, it can be possible. Krit, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm not sure कि कब होगा, but it will happen
okay
soon.
Ashlesh you are fixed for Among Us fine you're okay
Yes,
with it
Ashlesh, it'll happen very soon. Among Us will happen very soon, guys. Because now finally आज जाके वो claim हटा and because वो ऐसी random company थी यार ऐसे random वीडियो से जाके अपना copyright claim कर रहे थे कोई भी कर सकता है. YouTube is very weird sometimes. So अब ठीक है. सिखा देंगे मुकुल डेफिनेट सिखा देंगे बाय श्रेयाश गुड नाइट वील सी यू टुमारो yeah Ashlesh I think Among Us is fun guys it's fun because
yeah
काफी टाइम
we'll have a stream soon I think
या काफी टाइम से खेला भी नहीं है एक्चुअली Among Us तो बहुत टाइम हो भी गया तो मजा आएगा आई किल्ड प्रणाली मैम लास्ट टाइम मैं तो डर गया एक्सेंट के लिए पढ़ के कृत
thank you Kushal
या थैंक यू क्वेश्चन अडॉप्शन मैचेस आ रही हैं मुझे नहीं पता
what is adoption exactly
I see basically you play with somebody and then if you win, you basically adopt them. But I think we are too young to adopt, guys. I don't know. Anishgiri is married. He can adopt. अश्लेष आई थिंक इतने सारे कैमरा में होल्ड नहीं कर सकता दैट इज द प्रॉब्लम तभी मैं कल लाइव स्ट्रीम पे वो कैमरास नहीं दिखा पाया बिकॉज माई ओबीएस क्रैश्ड सो वी कैन जस्ट प्ले विद नॉर्मली लाइक वी प्लेड लास्ट टाइम आई थिंक एट फर्स्ट एंड देन वी
I
कैन
think
थिंक
I can do that like मेरा इसमें वो प्रॉब्लम नहीं है
हाँ वी कैन सी इफ इट इज वर्किंग फॉर यू बट
or
फॉर मी
maybe
इट
we can
क्रैश्ड
just change
yesterday
the settings like somehow
हाँ 10-0 adoption ओके 10-0 तो कर सकते हैं Yes, Prachul, you can. You can. I'm not sure when we'll play, but whenever we play, you can definitely play. We'll play in the next couple of days once for sure. So we'll see when that happens.
yes guys
कृत हाँ कर सकते हैं वो कर सकते हैं वी कैन जस्ट कीप द ऑडियो ओपन एंड दैट विल बी easier आई थिंक वीडियो के साथ बहुत मुश्किल हो जाएगा वी कैन कीप द ऑडियो ओपन फॉर एवरीबडी एंड वी कैन डिस्कस वो डेफिनेटली पॉसिबल है यश यश finally she came on the stream so that's great so hopefully she'll be fine soon and then she can also stream guys मेरे गले
yeah
को भी आराम मिलेगा या श्रेयस या हाँ कृत याद रखेंगे ऑफ कोर्स
cool guys I think we can stop the stream for now
Gokul no he cannot he's just not that strong Stockfish is very very strong he can maybe draw one game against Stockfish as white but otherwise if there is a 100 game match I think the score will be 99 is to 1 maybe that might be the score
आग और पानी
yeah guys
हाँ,
thank you for
पानी
joining in and it was a fun stream hopefully you learned something Rook Games are very interesting and it's a lot of fun guys because these positions decide the game in one move so of course they're very important and इट विल बी अश्लेष बट आई थिंक वीडियो दिखाने में ना एक तो स्विच करना पड़ेगा क्योंकि वो पूरा स्क्रीन कवर कर लेता है यू नो दैट राइट जो अमंग अस का होता है एंड दूसरा वो लोड बहुत बड़ी गेमिंग भी है फॉर एग्जांपल चेस जब हम खेलते हैं तो कोई गेमिंग का सिस्टम नहीं है तो गेमिंग प्लस 10 लोगों के वीडियो माइट बी टू मच एंड उसमें वो क्रैश होता रहेगा बीच में
और एक चीज है like if you have an additional screen it becomes easier somehow probably that's why it doesn't crash
बट
for
स्टिल आई
me
थिंक ऑडियो इज इनफ इट डज द
yeah,
जॉब आई
yeah,
थिंक It
What
does
do
the
you think?
job. काम कर लेता है and you can easily do it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mukul. विनोद आई थिंक पता नहीं कौन था चेस कृत, वो किसी को नहीं पता कौन था. लूडो.
Alexander.
लूडो खेला हुआ है यार, शॉन बहुत खेला है लूडो. बट आई थिंक स्ट्रीम पे लूडो खेलने का तो मतलब नहीं है. खेल सकते हैं वैसे कभी एक गेम, बट ओके, विल थिंक अबाउट इट. आई थिंक पहले लोग होंगे लूडो खेलने वाले स्ट्रीम पे.
Book recommendations for. एक minute, I'll send the link. Just a sec.
या शील सेंड यू द लिंक गूगल. या हर्षल पबजी भी आ रहा है. Ashlesh, I'm not sure tomorrow or day after, but in the next couple of days, we'll do it once. We'll see tomorrow what happens. So let's see. Yeah, Aman, no Ludo. We won't be playing Ludo. Don't worry. It won't be fun, like guys. चार लोगों में Ludo, it's not that fun. उससे better 4-player chess है, I think. Ludo opening and end game. Yeah,
I'm
Panali will share
sending
the
it.
link now.
Yeah.
I don't play PUBG, Krit. I have never played it, so definitely not PUBG.
I have played Counter Strike, but I don't think it's anyways
Yeah,
any
it's gone
close to.
nowadays. The graphics might be outdated for that game. Ludo puzzle. Yeah, Sean, I think Ludo puzzle करेंगे अब definitely. I think Pratik has competition for the comedians now, so he has to. Okay, guys, thank you for joining in. It was a lot of fun,
Yeah.
and we had a lot of fun. Thank you for joining in. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care, keep smiling, and we'll see you tomorrow, guys.
Yeah. Bye, guys. Thank you for joining. Take care.